Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andrew Davis. Obviously, this is Free Flowing Fridays. As always, it is us just hanging out, chilling out, doing what we normally do. I'm not too sure how to turn off all of my banners and turn off into more interesting stuff while I figure that out because apparently I don't know what I'm doing as a podcast host. But nonetheless, I got my good friend Paul Gomez here. So, how are you, Paul?
Doing good. How you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Obviously, we were having a little bit of an interesting discussion about a lot of things that we may or may not continue on this beautiful, fun night. That I'm sure we're all going to hate each other at the end of the day, but that's how usually these things go. I finally figured out how to turn off the background. Everybody, I feel
There
proud
you
of
go.
myself. It's already success. It's already success. But anyway, all jokes
So,
aside,
do we,
I just
do we
want to
talk
show
about?
you two things. I wanted to show you two things.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you could see it, but this is that really cool card that I got, the John Cena relic. Yes, 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 yes. So this is from the Royal Rumble, and it is a matte relic that was pulled out of a pack, technically, or what is known as a drop. So I got 20 cards, and this was the 20th card that was redeemed. And this was picked up, I think, on like February 5th, and I got it like 2 weeks ago. So it's a piece of the matte relic from the Royal Rumble. So it's pretty
Is that the
cool.
newest line of wrestling cards? Tops.
What would you say? I'm sorry, you cut out.
Is that the newest line of tops cards?
Yeah, yeah. This is when WWE went to Tops in early January. So this is from February. So this is the new stuff. This is like Tops now. So it's like capturing the events of what happens. I don't know. Hopefully everybody can see it. I'm sorry if you can't. I will
I
post
didn't. I
pictures.
didn't know. I didn't know that they had relics in this one. I know that they had the shiny stars, shiny ones, and then the autos and stuff. But I hadn't seen any relics
Yeah.
from these yet.
So what it is that a little background. I don't know if you want the background, but I'm sorry, WWE was with Panini, which is a
No.
competitor,
Right.
and supposedly there was contract disputes and other things that were wrong or issues. So WWE got out of the deal and went back to Tops. So
Right.
WWE had a relationship with Tops, I think, in 2020 or 2021. Then they went to Panini, and I'm seeing if I have a Panini card around here. I don't know if I do. So forgive me, everybody, but they went to Panini and they had some relics and cool stuff there. And then there was an issue, and then they went back to Tops. And so they've
Right.
done like Tops Chrome, and they're doing Tops Finest, and then they do Tops Now. And this is another one, which is the R Truth 101, which is that parallel, like shiny. Hopefully, I'm capturing it. Hopefully, everybody can kind of see the light here. You can see
Yeah.
the 101 there, but that's the parallels you were kind of alluding to. And
Right.
this is
The
a cool one.
shinier
'Cause
ones.
what?
The shinier ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is a 101.
Right.
So there's only one of these in the world, and I have
So
it.
this is the latest set. Is there a certain number in this set? And then
The way Tops now works is that it's print to order. So
okay,
it's a 24 or 72-hour drop. So I think most of the Tops now. So when they do Major League Baseball, it's 24 hours. When they
right,
do WWE, it's about 48 to 72 hours to buy a card. Maybe sometimes it's like 4 days to do it, depending on the card. But then once that window closes, there's the final print run. Does that
how
make
many?
sense?
Kind of, sorta. I understand half of that because I used to be in baseball cards, but not lately. So how many are in this latest set of the wrestling one? I mean, how many one of ones are there after that? Also,
Of this card, there's no 1-1 beyond this
no,
one.
no, right. I understand that's the only one, but how many one of ones of other stuff are there? Is there
So
like
there's a
300?
1-1 of this. There's a 1-1 of this. This is 3 out of 10.
Right.
So I don't know if anybody can see it. I'm sorry if there's a glare. The 3 of 10
I
is
can
right
see.
here, if that helps anybody,
Yeah.
see that? So there's only
So
10
there's
of these
10 of them.
in the
Right.
world. So
But like
but then
the one of ones. is there a certain number of those of each? Like I know there's only one of them, but how
Every
many one of ones are there?
yeah, I'm gonna answer your question. So Blake Monroe had a card, right? She has a 1-on-1.
Right,
She also has a 5 of 5. She has a a 10 of 10, a
right.
25, and then a 50, right? So that definitely does that. But also, like, I think on the art sheet there's only like 1,300 of these, that of the base set that were printed, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
so there's a base number of just regular cards, right? And then there's the parallel. So this is a parallel, and this is also a parallel. And let me see, I might be able to find something that's WWE related, or
Are
sports.
the
Um,
Sorry if I'm going through a lot of these questions too fast. Are the autos considered parallel?
what would you say?
Are the autos considered parallels?
It depends. It depends. So it's tricky, right? Most autos from Tops now are numbered, so they are considered a parallel. But trying to see. So for instance, I have an auto right here of Panini. This is an auto that is not a parallel from Panini. So an auto technically cannot be a parallel.
Okay,
But most of the time, an auto is a parallel. So I have a Michaela Blake that's an auto that's limited to 49. I have a Juju Watkins that's limited to 49 or less. That's an auto. And it was purposely built that way because autos and parallels are really cool, right?
right.
And so they want to really protect that. But and also, you want to limit things, right? I mean,
Mm,
but
right,
it's kind of cool in that regard, um, in that way. But like, yeah, paddles are a lot of fun. So, but like, usually relics are extremely limited. But all this stuff is short print. I mean, if I have cards that have 400, printed of them, which is really low, and it's fun because when you order these cards, they don't tell you the print run because they don't know.
right,
So it's always fun when you order a card and there's only 473 of them, and there's 90 parallels because there's a 1, a 5, a 10, a 25, and a 49 or a 50. And what happens is that if everybody ordered like 20 a piece, what happens is that you get a parallel, every order gets a parallel when you order it from Tops, and then they circle back and they give you another one, and then they circle back again, and then they circle back a fourth time. So I had an order about a year and a half ago where a player, Severino, pitched a complete game, and the card had only 473 printed. So everybody got 3 or 4 parallels
right.
in their order for free. And everybody's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this is awesome. And like, everybody got rare shit. And everybody was like talking about this. And everybody's like, God damn it, I fucking missed an opportunity. And it's a lot of fun because those parallels, when if you want to resell them, they sell for more than a base
Right.
because they're rare. But like the Severino shit, it's like, what the fuck? There's 473 of these. How did everybody miss the boat on this? Like, what the fuck? Like, so it's a lot of fun. But then Tops does a lot of auto stuff. But like, I love it because it's the surprise. But like this one was a massive surprise. I did not expect to get something like this. And I have another one coming that's even rarer than that one. I have a 5 of 5 coming of another matte relic of John Cena. So it's really cool stuff. And you know, I buy a lot of cards, so it's always fun for me because I'm a huge WWE guy. I'm a huge card collector, so it's a lot of fun for me as a collector. But again, I don't want to get into the weeds of this. Um,
So speaking of WWE, uh, I'm getting out of it. What do you think of the whole ESPN thing?
I'm not. I'm thrilled that they did it because it's a good deal on a business level, right? If $1.6 billion is a lot of money for 5 years, so I gotta tip my hat off to them. on that
Well, it's
realm.
good money for them.
Yes, yes, just that's what I was referring to. Um, but I do not think that so for me, I'm probably gonna pick up ESPN Plus because I'm gonna need it anyway if I don't already have it in my cable. I'm not too sure. I have to check and figure that out. I haven't even looked yet. To be honest, I've been just busy with a lot of other stuff. With NFL stuff starting, it's not really the priority. Um,
I don't think that it's going to be based with cable. I think the ESPN Plus that you're going to get the pay-per-views are something that you have to get the streaming service and the top tier
I,
streaming
yeah,
service.
I'm not too sure to be honest. So I don't want to make any assumptions. But I'll give
That's
you the
what I
benefit
read.
of the my feel on this is the following, right? Is that I can acknowledge that WWE made a good business decision for them, and TKO made a good business decision for them. Now, I'm not thrilled because, and so I'll finish the point, right? Let's say you're a big sports guy, you love wrestling, you love everything that ESPN does, and you want that service anyway, or you were leaning towards getting it and WWE's included. That's great for you, right? I do not think that is the average WWE customer. Does that make sense?
I agree with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were two shows that I used to watch ESPN for, and they canceled one of them, which was Around the Horn. And I don't know if you know about that show. And I didn't really watch it for anything else. So
I
I
mean,
mean,
I mean, granted. I mean, ESPN. So a lot of stuff is going on in sports. I mean, I'm going to take a step back to
oh
take
my
a step
god,
if that makes sense, right? So a lot of stuff is going on with the NBA and ESPN and that media rights debacle. So again, I understand where WWE is getting into a more interesting audience, but I'm not too sure it's the right audience because I like Peacock because you got Chicago PD. I enjoy Chicago PD. Enjoy Chicago Fire. I enjoy all the Law and Order shit, right, from Peacock. And so WWE, I have Netflix already, and I'm not dropping Netflix. If you have everybody has to pick a side, whether you're picking Disney Plus, Paramount, Netflix. I don't know what a Peacock. I don't know what else is in play here. I mean, maybe there's a fifth or
Apple
fourth.
Plus, Amazon.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'll ask you a question about Amazon. Do you buy
Okay.
Amazon for their streaming, or do you buy Amazon for their free shipping and Amazon Prime? Because I don't have Amazon Prime for their streaming shit. I have it because I just want my shit shipped to me in 2 days.
Well, that's the
So
reason I got it initially. But I'm starting to get hooked on Amazon Prime shows because
fair enough.
there's so many. I mean, it if anything competes with Netflix, I think Amazon does. Having said that, I
I
love Peacock.
challenge you. I'm going to challenge you on the Amazon. I think the Disney thing is the competitor to Netflix.
Okay, you're gonna take away the ESPN. Okay, whenever you take away ESPN, you got the Hulu and you got the Disney, and you can only watch so much Marvel stuff that is just
Ooh,
repeated. What else are
let
you gonna watch?
I'll ask you a question. Sorry to interrupt you. What
Sure.
streaming services do you have? Just
Right
curiosity.
now, sure. Right now, I think I have everything, but I'm about to get rid of Netflix. I'm about to get rid of Peacock, and I'm
Fair enough.
thinking about getting rid of Disney as well. I
Let me.
have all of them. I
I'll
have
tell you.
Amazon. I have Apple. I have Star. I have HBO.
So I'll tell you what I have. Right. I have Netflix. I have Amazon. Not because I like Amazon, the video aspect. I don't have Amazon. I mean, I have Amazon Prime for the free shipping, right? Because I buy a lot of shit from Amazon, and I drink a lot of Monsters, and it's cheaper for me to order things that I
Mhm.
need every single month off of Amazon. It's legitly 40% cheaper. It's insane. And, and,
Right.
and, and for years, I've been stupid not to do it. So let me explain. Like, I was looking at it and I said, wait, why am I buying Monsters for like $60 a month when I could buy them for 25 bucks off Amazon. What the fuck was I was doing
And
wrong
this
here?
is what I'm saying. Amazon,
So
I think, competes with anything else because you got the free shipping. You got
yes,
the movies. You know, they did the special screening of Superman a week before it came out, right?
I did not know that. But I'm making the argument about Amazon a little bit different. So I'm not dropping Amazon, right? But my Amazon position is I view Amazon as a service and I view the video stuff as a bonus. Does that make sense? So when I look at direct streaming services, I'm a huge Crunchyroll anime guy, right? So my Crunchyroll is awesome and I love watching anime and I watch a lot of anime, but I agree there's only so much fucking time in my week. I mean, I don't know how to like if I'm watching 10 episodes of an anime, I'm not watching 10 episodes of something on Peacock or Netflix, right? Like
See, I don't watch
so
anime.
I understand. I'm not criticizing you for it.
My
Like
kids do.
hopefully but I love anime, right? So I've clearly picked my streaming services, right? So I have Netflix, I have Amazon, and I have Crunchyroll, and that's it. I don't have,
Okay,
and
so
I have Peacock too. I have Peacock too, but that's it. Like I don't have anything else as far as streaming goes. I have other subscriptions, obviously, but I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have
yeah, we're not
HBO.
talking about your other subscription.
I
So
want I
here's
want
the
to
thing.
make that crystal clear, so I'm being openly and honest about the discussion. So, like for instance, I have a StreamYard subscription, but I don't count
Right.
that as. I just
Right.
want it to be open and honest for
So
all intents
so
and purposes. But continue, please.
I've been starting to get into NFL, and where do you watch some of the NFL? Peacock, Amazon. There's no NFL on Netflix or Disney to my knowledge.
They
So
do a Christmas game. They do a thing. They do a Thanksgiving game. The Netflix, but those are one offs.
yeah, and most of the Christmas or Thanksgiving comes on regular TV anyway, to my knowledge.
Beyonce, did you watch Beyonce? She did country, Paul. She did country. Thank you, Joe Biden, for that.
No,
Anyway, did
no.
you see the SNL thing for that? By the way, that was great. What they did.
But what I'm saying is Amazon has so much more lately. I mean, you got Fallout, you've got uh the movies like the Eddie Murphy one that just came out. It's getting more and more that it does compete with Netflix. It does compete with all these other stuff. You got the shipping included with all that. So why do you need Netflix?
I think Netflix is great. I mean, I don't.
It's good.
The point is that I'll put it this way: have you ever seen you have four options, you pick two, right? I mean that's the whole thing. I think that if you really want a lot of content, right? I think Netflix is great, and I think you could go Disney, Amazon, or because I think those are the three, right? I mean it's Amazon, Disney, and Netflix, and you got to pick two out of the three to go with. So my point, though, going back to the ESPN position, is that I
Why do you need Disney?
oh, I'm just saying you got to pick two out of the three, well, whatever floats your boat.
Why you got to pick Netflix? Why do you got to pick Disney?
I think Netflix has amazing shows, right? I think they have amazing content. I think they have a huge library, and I think that they are arguably
I,
one of the best, if not the
I think
best.
they canceled a lot of their shows real fast, and their library is great, but I don't. I guess I watch a lot of shows. There's nothing on there that I hadn't seen.
I mean, look, I like Netflix. I enjoy Netflix. I like their library and I like their selection. I think they have some great stuff out there. So the
Like I
point
said,
I'm
I think it's okay, but if you only had to choose one, I would say Amazon.
again, I view Amazon different because I buy a lot of shit and it saves me a lot of money. And Amazon's core business is not even what most people use. Did you know that? Do you actually know what Amazon's core business is right now?
What?
It's web servers. It's insane. They make more money off of AWS
Yeah.
than their business is. bonkers. It's so cool though. If you're like a super like financial nerd like me and you love like understanding business structures, it's like, oh, Amazon is just like it's oh man, there are things that I can't say on air. How
All
I
I'm saying
describe
is that if you're choosing one streaming service, I think it would be Amazon as compared to Netflix or Disney.
again,
I
I'm
would
a Netflix guy. I love Netflix. I think Netflix it kills it, and I think Netflix is the best. I think Netflix provides so much value, but I don't. I'm in a world where there's 7 streaming services, and I have to pick two, and I'm lucky that I get two choices.
see.
But
I would pick. I would pick HBO.
I don't know, man. I'm not an HBO guy. Like, but anyway, I want to get back to the WWE side of this because we got sidetracked, right?
Well,
Because
this
it, it,
goes into that because
it does, it does.
what
I
does
agree.
HBO have?
What'd you
Doesn't
say?
HBO have AEW?
Do they do they have the pay per views for free?
No, they don't have the pay-per-views free, but they got the regular show. So here's the thing: if you're having to go pay for Netflix, you're having to go pay for ESPN, you're having to go pay for a cable
Pe-
service.
Peacock is SmackDown essentially.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
It's Peacock.
Do you got
It's
Peacock?
SmackDown is Peacock.
Do you have Peacock?
I mean, right now I do, but I Peacock for a
Okay,
different reason.
go see this week's SmackDown. You can't. You have to
No,
wait 2 weeks.
no. I think SmackDown can technically be live streamed on Peacock. I think so.
Got Peacock. I've
I
tried
mean,
and tried.
the image that is being shown and being pushed around, and that could be wrong. So I'm gonna have to check it.
You're wrong.
Fine, but if I check it and I'm right, you'll have to concede. But
That's fine. Check.
let me
I got
explain.
Peacock.
Let
I've
me explain
tried
the
and I
image.
tried and I tried. You
Can,
can't
can I
watch
explain the
SmackDown,
image? Can I explain
huh?
the image? Can I explain the image that's been put around on the internet?
Well, you can
Is
explain it, but I
no.
can't.
Hear me out, because it's relevant to the point.
Okay.
What it was is that you need Netflix, you need Peacock, you also need ESPN Plus, and then all of that totals like $1,200 for the year. Is what the image has been thrown around, right? And
Okay.
there might be a fourth one in there, right? So whatever it is, right? But you understand the argument, right? The argument's bigger than whether I'm right or wrong. Is that, and then the joke is that the WWE Network used to be $9.99,
Right.
like a month, right?
And
That's the punchline of the image and the joke that's being thrown around. But there's real relevance to this, right? And we need a wise man to come in right now. No. All jokes aside, but the point of where it's going is that when it was Peacock and it was just Netflix, it was what, maybe $400 a year, which is still a lot, but it's not horrific, given that you're
you
getting
got
a lot of other shit
all
with.
that, all those good shows. Yes. Now
So,
Peacock is
so
going up.
yes, so
Peacock
is
is going up.
Netflix. Netflix
So
went
is
up too.
Netflix. So you got Peacock and Netflix going up. You've got ESPN, which is $29.99 a month, and you're gonna pay out. I think, not. I think they're gonna lose a lot of fans, and that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
I get it, but I don't know. I don't see this is the whole issue, right? I don't know if that's gonna happen though, right? And hear me out on this, right? Because when the last time something happened like this with Netflix is that people said, "Oh, Netflix is gonna lose a lot of subscribers," and they didn't. They gained. So I agree, it's a fair prediction to make. I don't know though, and I'm not saying you're wrong because I don't think your data is wrong, but I don't know the outcome, right? So I'm not so, and I hate to be like oppositional because I agree with the prediction and I agree with the thought process, but there's also been like I've seen this before on patterns where people say, "Oh, Netflix is going to lose a lot of subscribers by cutting off issues with Russia," and it turns out that they didn't, or they didn't lose as many as people thought.
But that
So
was just a little bit. I mean, that was just like a chip here and there. You're talking about increasing the price of Netflix. You're talking about increasing the price of Peacock or wherever
I
SmackDown's going to be.
agree.
Because
I agree with your prediction. Right? I don't know though, and the reason why
and
I'm
then
so
on top of that, you're talking about forcing them into ESPN, and even if you keep Disney on there, aren't people getting tired of Disney?
I don't know. Like again, I'm really into media, and I'm a media investor, right? And I own a bunch of media companies in my portfolio, and I understand it. And the reason why I'm so hesitant to say this is that obviously I'm biased because I do own TKO, and I have no problem admitting that I've owned them for a long time. So I might be a little biased on this, but I also say, wait a second, are people going to jump ship or are they still committed? And this is a fair question. I don't know how committed people are, right?
Well, like I said, I'm
I
canceling.
also don't know, and I'll let you speak. I'm going to finish my point here. Sorry for interrupting.
No
Is
problem.
that I don't know if they care for the next 2 years because they have a 5 year deal with ESPN. They just renewed their deal with Peacock. They just signed a 7 year deal with Paramount Plus for UFC TKO for 7.7 billion. So I don't know if they give a fuck for the next 2 years. And this program might be dog shit, and then in year three, I mean, Netflix, what? We're in year one still of this Netflix deal. So
So
they don't need a relevant story or even fucking ratings for another 2 years. So maybe they don't give a shit about
they
all
probably don't.
for the next 2 years. They're going to need to give a
So
shit as renewals. Does that, I think you would agree with me on that point, right?
let me ask you this: has their PLEs been good?
It varies. It varies. It's spotty.
No, WrestleMania was horrible. The
I thought
last one,
WrestleMania was
SummerSlam,
brilliant.
was
I
horrible.
thought it was brilliant.
They,
You and me had
they,
a very good reaction on WrestleMania. I thought
well,
SummerSlam was an abortion.
I think most people in the comments reacted the same way I did, and I'm
I don't
telling
think
you, it was
I think what
horrible.
they did on WrestleMania was brilliance. I think it was brilliance.
Horrible.
SummerSlam was an abortion.
They were both horrible. I'm sorry, they were both. And these were the two. This is the point I'm getting at. These were the two major ones, the two nighters. So the other ones were one nighters, and they were better. Now
I
you're going
thought
to go into
Elimination
this deal.
Chamber was
Huh?
fantastic. Elimination Chamber was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. But here's
Royal
the deal:
Rumble
you're
was
going
great
into this
too.
other 2 night event. Whenever you go and make this deal with ESPN, and you're telling us, "Hey, come along for another okay PLE."
Okay,
Yeah, I'm good.
so I agree with you. Where I mean, look, I didn't give a fuck about SummerSlam. Me and my friends were all hanging out. We were drinking night one. We were all hanging out. We were all my friends all slept over, so we could all get hammered. Responsible adults, right? Which is a good
Right.
thing, right? I said to my friends, let's all get drunk and you all sleep over in my house. So nobody drove. Everybody was relaxed. We were just making jokes the entire night. We're like, what the fuck? Half the matches we didn't give a shit about. It was wonderful, right? And then night two, I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, who cares
It
here?
was
Like,
horrible. I'm
it was.
sorry. I'm a huge fan, and I love looking forward to uh, Raw and SmackDown and the PLEs especially. But man, it was horrible.
Yeah. SummerSlam was bad, dude. I agree.
So I mean, if you're gonna make people pay practically 3 times as much as they're already paying, and you're giving them horrible product, don't you think you're gonna lose a lot of fans? I think they are. I mean, I could be wrong.
My thing about WrestleMania was a little bit different, right? I agree. Where I thought SummerSlam was the exact opposite trade of WrestleMania, and we had this big payoff story that flopped. We had this whole thing where I made the argument that John Cena should have retired with the belt and he should have retired as a heel. And I think and I understand people disagree with me, but I mean, you understand why SummerSlam partially failed with Cena, right? I mean, you understand what actually happened, right? Why
No.
Cena turned face? This was not the plan.
Well, whether it was the plan or wasn't the plan,
Paul. So what happened is that Travis Scott had a falling out with the WWE.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the clip of Paul Heyman, and it's one of the best clips. Paul Heyman said, I had no problem working with Travis Scott. Travis Scott was married to a Kardashian. I like his taste in women. I wish I was dating one of them. And like he's on like, I forgot Ari something show, and he said I didn't have a problem with Travis Scott. We were fine. I like his music. His personal life is doing a lot better than mine. He was dating one of the Kardashians. He's got a great taste in women. Great. But he said, I don't know what happened. And Paul Heyman said, maybe Travis Scott rubbed people the wrong way. And I
Okay.
don't think
So
so that's part of why SummerSlam failed. But also the other part is that I mean, I mean, if you want to break down SummerSlam, WrestleMania to me, I thought was decent. I think people gave WrestleMania shit. And I think part of WrestleMania didn't deserve the shit it got. SummerSlam was horrific. That I will grant, hands
okay. So
down.
hold on. Let's talk about SummerSlam at it being Travis Scott's fault. I don't
Not
think you
not
can put
complete,
blame on him.
completely.
Well, I don't think you can put any blame on him because, in all honesty, I think nobody wanted him anyway. I think the fact that you turned John Cena to a face for no reason
There
made
was
it
no revelation, right? If we want to, the John
the
Cena
fact,
story was. I'm
the
sorry to
fact that
interrupt
they didn't
you.
bring The Rock back. Because I mean, what happened with The Rock? Everybody was waiting. Nothing happened with him. They turned Cena back to a good guy for no reason. Kind
I,
of
I'm,
killed that storyline. Two
I
great shows.
I hate to bring religion into things because it can insult people, but I think it's relevant here. I thought the John Cena position, if you wanted to turn him face, had to be biblical. I love the Bible. I'm Jewish. I like the Tanakh, right? And I believe that there could have been a revelation moment, right? So I believe that Cody could have brought him out of what we could call sin, right? And if you
I'm
want to
not
do
saying that there's not 100 ways that they could have done it that would have been better. The fact
yes,
that they didn't do it those ways, the fact that they did it the way they did, made it a bad show. I would have preferred them to keep him a heel because, I mean, it was a waste of time if you ask me. But the way they did it made that show horrible.
oh, it
And
was bad.
there was nothing in that show that was that good,
No.
honestly.
The Solo Sikoa Jacob Fatu thing was fun. That
Yeah,
Phil Cage
no, I mean,
was a solid match.
it was
Plus,
okay. Here, you have
AJ
him in
versus
a cage.
Dom. AJ versus Dom was good.
Okay, hold on. The Solo Sikoa, the Fatu thing, they were in a cage, and uh, Solo's group came out there, basically made the cage irrelevant. Uh, Jimmy, Jimmy came in there and really didn't need to be there, did he? So that was okay, but it wasn't good. The AJ match, I think,
I,
was probably one of the best ones, and I would say it was a little bit better than good. But I mean, it didn't carry the show.
you want to honestly know what the best match on that card was? It was the ladder match. Seriously, that ladder match was unbelievable.
It was
And,
okay
let
compared
me
to other
tell you,
ladder matches. It was
it was just
maybe
fun.
a B
It was just
plus.
fun. It was fun. It was just fun.
It wasn't a show stealer.
It was a fun one though, man. It was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it was fun. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but I mean, you put a ladder there, you expect huge.
Let
It
me
was
explain why I appreciated that match. You got Uncle Howie in that match. You had Eric Rowan in that match. You had Candice LeRae in that match. You had I forget the other girl in that match. You had everybody in that match, And they got so much shit in that match and so many superstars in that fucking match that should not have been in that match. And that match was brilliant from a producing level. I'm
I
sorry.
don't, I
You have
don't,
to
I don't
tip
think
your
it was.
hat off.
Like I said, it was a B plus compared to any other ladder match.
Oh, no, 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 no. It was an A plus on getting a lot of talent into a match that should not have been that much talent in there.
There's
I gotta
so
hand it.
many other things that they could do.
No, no, no. I'm not saying SummerSlam was whatever. I thought the stupidest thing is you had Cardi B for one night. What the fuck?
Dude, that
What
was
the fuck?
horrid.
So fucking weak.
I mean,
Like,
I'm not a Cardi
I'm
B
not a
hater,
Cardi B fan by any stretch of the imagination. I don't hate her. I don't care one way or the other. But like,
but I
when you
think
got
she got booed, didn't she?
she got booed. She was like, you know what it felt like? It felt like a fucking Sasha Banks ripoff. That's what it
It felt
felt
like a train wreck. To start the show, it felt like a train wreck. It felt like she was trying to get a reaction, and she just didn't.
who I forget. I mean, I gotta say, was it Warren the Treaty or War was it Warren Treaty that did like the national anthem or something? Like, because I know
Yeah,
they have a good relationship with WWE. They're great. I thought like whoever did the national anthem was great, or did the Star Spangled Banner was great. Like it just felt so fucking weak on that shit. And look, I'll give Jelly Roll some fucking props though, man. Jelly Roll, that was great. Jelly Roll,
no, no.
that was fun. But did you see the post press conference where they were chanting "Carrying Cross" and Triple H turned it to Brock Lesnar,
So
and then
if
Carrying
we're
Cross.
talking about these two shows, we're talking about these two shows, I want to talk about my favorite moments in both of these shows, and that was
This shit, I just can't deal with
Io
SummerSlam.
Sky. Io Sky in both of these shows really was amazing. Her matches with Rhea, and I think one of them was Naomi, and the other one was Bianca. To me, those matches were great. They were great.
There
But
was no trash can, no trash can. I'm sorry,
but
I'm sorry. It's a War Games joke.
I'll say that the moment of SummerSlam, I think, was Logan Paul jumping on a Jelly Roll. But I mean, it didn't make that match great. It just made the moment great. That was about it. Those two shows, you would have expected more. Just saying. Especially if
Don't
you're going into something like this ESPN thing, you just expect more.
I
Better.
agree. I agree. I think WrestleMania was fine, right? I'm not saying it was the greatest WrestleMania ever, but I
It
thought
was
the
the first.
payoff of that John Cena stuff in WrestleMania was fantastic. I thought that payoff of that heel turn and that start, but I think they wasted that whole thing. If we were to isolate the payoff of WrestleMania Night 2, because we all knew how WrestleMania Night 2 was going to end, right? I mean, we all knew Cena was going to get the belt. If you didn't know it, then you're not a good wrestling fan. I mean, we all knew that that's how this thing was going to end, right? I mean,
The
you
heel
and I
turn.
both.
The heel turn was better though. The cage match, not cage.
The heel
The
turn at
match
Elimination Chamber was
that
great.
that PLE was amazing. The whole PLE compared to those 4 nights, that one night was a lot better than any of them. Just
So
saying.
so so the point I'm making though is that we all knew night 2 was going to end with Cena getting his 17th title, right? We all
Yeah.
knew it was going to end that way. We all had an idea. We were all saying, "How are they going to do it?" Right? Because if you weren't well aware that Cena was going to win the belt at WrestleMania,
Everyone everyone knew Paul Heyman was gonna go with Seth. Everyone
I
knew
didn't know
Seth
that. I
was
didn't see
faking it.
that coming. I
Dude,
genuinely
everybody was
thought
talking about it like the whole week before. Like online, everybody was talking about it. He's going with Seth. He's going with Seth. I saw that. I think I told you that. I'm telling you.
No. What you said to me is that you no. You said the
I
Seth
think I
in
got it in our chat. Don't even, because I looked it up.
no. The thing that I remember is that I thought the Seth Rollins injury leading to SummerSlam was legit.
No.
I don't remember the no. Our conversation was that
No,
I thought because I'll admit to that. I don't know about the WrestleMania thing because I don't remember us having a conversation about that. I have remembered that I got swerved on the SummerSlam thing because I thought it looked legit, that injury at SummerSlam type thing. That shocked me because I thought he was legitly injured.
I'll tell you the truth. It got me
You
for
and
one
I
minute.
both know
It
that
got me
you
for
remember
one
this
minute when he
conversation with
turned
me,
around and
right?
he started walking away. Huh?
You remember that I said, "Holy shit, I thought he was legitly injured."
Right.
I
But like I
just
said,
it looked good. It looked like a legit
no,
injury to me.
no, it didn't. All I'm saying is both of those not those paper PLEs were just
I
okay.
I thought the visual at the end of night 1 was brilliant. I thought it was the best part of SummerSlam. When he came out and he's on the crutches and then he goes back and then he drops it, I
Yeah,
thought it was
that was
this
the way
whole
he did it was good.
it was this whole visionary, and I thought I thought it did two things. I thought it re-solidified Seth Rollins as this visionary, and I thought it positioned Paul Heyman from becoming a wise man to an oracle. And I thought it was
Here's the
really
thing. I think I
smart.
told you this beforehand. Reigniting the whole Seth Punk feud for like the 100th time was a waste. I mean, don't get me wrong. The way they pulled that belt off of Punk was horrible. But why Seth? Why? Again? Seriously? He could do so much. You know what I want to see? I want to see AJ versus Punk. That's never been done.
Has it not been done for real?
So why are you wasting
What is
time
it?
with
It
Seth?
makes sense. You're right. You're right. It hasn't been done because
So
Punk
why are
hasn't
you
been. You got a good point there. It took me a minute to realize that Punk hasn't been around in WWE for a while. That makes sense.
that? Hold on. Because, I
So
mean, since he's been back, he's been going after Drew McIntyre or Seth Rollins. So why again and again and again? Why not do AJ versus Punk? There's so many other things that you can do that you haven't done. I'm a big fan of Austin Theory, and I don't know if they released him or not, but I mean, why not Punk versus Theory?
I don't think they've released Austin Theory yet.
I don't think so either. But I mean, there's so much other stuff.
I
Braun
mean, look,
Breaker is
I'm not
amazing.
thrilled they released Karrion Cross. I thought
Well,
that
if they really released him, I don't care. I mean, I don't think he was that big anyway. He would have been great to put for the IC title or the US title, but they don't seem to care about those belts either.
I don't know. I don't know. My whole thing is that I mean I thought it was great with that whole ending to night 1 was brilliant. I thought it was great. I thought because again, but I made this position where I just think that I don't know who they have to go to anymore because you got Cody, and I'm not thrilled that Cody's the champ.
Well, like I said, I don't care. I'm giving it up. They don't make me want to watch it anymore, and they're hiking the price up 3 times as much.
See,
It's
but I'm probably gonna watch it. I mean,
well, I
I'm
know
at a
you
point.
are, but I mean, it's not worth it to me. They don't seem to care what. There's so much stuff that they could do, but they're not.
Do you feel though that because what was it WrestleMania? I mean, this was WrestleMania 41, right? WrestleMania 40 was great. The whole. I mean, would you agree that WrestleMania 40 was arguably one of the best WrestleMania 2 nights? Both nights were great.
I'd have to rewatch it, but I mean, I think I remember it being really good.
There
Not
was
as good as some.
commitment, and there was things that mattered. right?
Things that
Night
matter.
one affected night two, and that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Well, I
It,
mean, I don't know.
I you would agree, right? So you're a comic writer, right? You would
Yeah.
agree that there has to be consequences for things that occur, right? So you have an
Yeah.
issue one and you set something up, right? So you don't
Yeah.
need a necessarily consequence. I think it's safe to say that wrestling is somewhat similar to comics as far as storytelling, right?
I mean, you gotta have a story. I think it would have been great if they had done something on either one of those pay-per-view SummerSlam or this last WrestleMania that did connect it from one night to the other, but they didn't. So I mean, you're just wasting. It's a waste. They're not trying. Who
I
cares?
I I think so. In WrestleMania 40, you had Cody and Seth going up against Roman Reigns and The Rock, and it would determine what type of match would happen on night two.
Right.
So there was no championship on night one that was up for grabs between Roman Reigns and The Rock. But if Roman lost to Seth, Roman Reigns, it would have been a straight out match and no tribal chief match, right?
And here's the thing: you don't have to do that with the top bill. I mean, it doesn't have to be that last match. You could have done it with mid-level character or people, and it go from night one to two. A tournament on night one to lead into a championship on two, or an IC championship on two. Why not do something like that? But they didn't. Like I said, they don't care. So why do I want to care?
I don't know. I don't know. In which that I mean, there has to be consequences in this stuff, and I think that's part of it. I also think that to some degree they've blown everything they got, but they also secured big money deals. So there's a position saying, well, we got all this shit, we got all our audience in there, and what do we give a fuck?
They don't
Because
care.
it's also the idea that they have the Netflix, they have this over here, they have this over here. It's like, what happens next? I mean, you got the USA shit with Comcast slash Peacock. You have the Netflix over here. You got ESPN over there. I mean, you got some other shit in play. You got CW on this side. Like there gets a point where it's like you got the whole fucking thing running, and the audience is fragmented, and it could very well be that people are Monday Night Raw guys, and they're not pay-per-view guys. Or it could be that like you're a Royal Rumble guy, because I don't give a shit. I mean, I care about Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Mania, and SummerSlam. So I'll pick up ESPN Plus for those four for each month, and then I'll drop it.
Well, they're gonna make. How about this? They're making that new Mania now. Do you hear about that?
What's this?
The new Mania, the 2 night. What is it? Wrestle Maximus or whatever. September.
You mean like AAA Wrestle Maximus Circus or something?
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be a second WrestleMania. That's what they were billing it as.
It's fucking wild.
Like I said, I
Fuck.
didn't care for the last WrestleMania. I didn't care for the last SummerSlam. Me personally, my favorites are
I'm
the
a life.
Rumble.
I'm a lifer. I'm sorry.
I if I
I,
had the money, I probably would waste it. But God, that's just way too much.
dude. I'm a lifer for this company, man. I'm too
I
involved.
like I
It
said, if I had the money, you know, they they're pricing me out. And it's not just that they're pricing me out; it's that they don't seem to care. If it was one or the other, maybe I would strive to pay that bill. But
yeah,
it,
I'll ask you this. I'll ask you this. So, are you priced out on the PLEs, or are you priced
like I
out
said,
from WWE? So,
I
it's a fair question. Because let's say that you say, look, I can only afford Monday Night Raw, right? And I'm going to pick up Netflix, right? But I'm asking you genuinely, in which I want to know what exactly you're priced out from. So I'm staying with Netflix even if I'm not going to pick up ESPN Plus. So you could be priced out from a component of it, but not be hating everything. You just be like, I'm a Monday Night Raw guy now, and I'm not a PLE guy. Or you can say, fuck the whole WWE. I'm all elite. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna go all elite. I think that they priced me out to the point that I think I'm gonna cancel Netflix. I'm gonna cancel ESPN. I'm gonna cancel Peacock. And I like the streaming
And
channels,
you're
but
gonna pick up IWTV, right? Independent wrestling. Here you go. $10 a month, Paul. $10.
$10 a month.
No,
No, I've got Amazon. I'm stick with Amazon. I'll
this,
stick with
right?
my HBO.
How many shows of wrestling would a year would you pay for $120? How many would it take for you to drop $120 a year? How many wrestling shows for the whole year to have access to? How many? Give me a number.
How much is Peacock right now and Netflix right now? I think
So
they're like
IWTV is $120 for the year, $10 a month.
right.
How many wrestling shows would you need for you to spend $10 a month on IWTV, independent wrestling television? It's a streaming service. How many wrestling shows would it take for you to commit to that company's streaming service for $10?
I don't know if I would want to go to another company. I mean, I've been with WWE since I
It's all these companies. It's like legitly like 80 companies all streaming.
right.
How many shows? Just give me a number.
I don't know. Like I said, I was with WWE.
IWTV produces almost 280 shows a year. Did you know that streams all over the world in wrestling, all over the United States, up in Canada and down in Australia, down in Mexico, all over. And then they also have a huge backlog. It's all $10. It's
Am I
crazy.
am I
So
invested into any of them? I don't think
I
so.
mean, I mean, Beyond Wrestling is awesome. Like they, so the point is that this is
Eh,
this is a fair question about wrestling, right? Is that at this stage in the game, let's say you say I love wrestling, but I am so fucking sick of this, and I understand that not every company is equal in IWTV, right? But there's a fair argument for $120. It's an interesting alternative, right? Because you're
Well,
getting
I
a
mean that's if you want an alternative. I used to watch TNA and then just kind of got to the point that
It's
I
an
was like,
ass. I used to watch TNA. In fact, I still watch TNA all the time.
so it's like I don't think I'd want to invest any time.
So I'll give you an example. Obviously, I just don't have the time anymore, but I used to watch a lot of deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
IWTV has a company called ICW. So ICW no holds bars. And so if you're interested in light tubes, barbed wire chairs, tables, setting tables on fire, all that shit, it's an interesting company. Their ring, there are no fucking ropes. It's chains in their ring. Like it's a different beast. They have ICW Pit Fighter, right? It's a fucking octagon pit.
But
Like
like I said, I
like
think I'm done. I'm done with wrestling.
so the point I'm making is that there are people who say, look, I love wrestling, but I don't want to fucking watch WWE. I want to watch this. I want to watch Beyond
They
Wrestling.
should.
I
They
want to
should
watch
watch new stuff.
what would you say?
They should watch new stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm done. I mean, WWE was that you could talk about with other people and they would know who they are.
No. So. I mean, like the point I'm making and why this is relevant, why this is important, is that there's people, and I might go the other way, right? At a certain point, where there was a point where I wasn't watching much WWE, I was watching a lot of indie wrestling, and that's how I got all these interviews. I mean, I'm watching this stuff and I'm interacting with them. I'm like, yo, I just watched your match on Beyond Wrestling. I just watched your match in New Pro. I just watched your match down in ICW. Like, yeah, I would love to interview you, and these guys and all these people, and some of these people say, I don't want to be in WWE. I'm making like 200,000 a year. Why the fuck would I want to go to WWE when I legitly have the freedom to wrestle anywhere I want to wrestle? and I'm making just as much money. And yeah, maybe I'll make 500,000 in WWE, but I'm not gonna own my shit. Like, and so there was a point where I was just watching so much independent wrestling that every night I'd be watching independent wrestling, and I wasn't even watching WWE. What?
I mean, there's a reason that Jericho's talking about going back to WWE to retire. There's a reason that people are speculating that Edge is going to go back to WWE to retire. It's
I
just
mean, Dean
top brand.
Ambrose, not coming home.
It's just top brand.
But the point I'm making is that there are people on the indies who are making real good money, and they like where they're at, right?
And that's
Or
good.
so Christian Casanova, who is Carmelo Hayes, I
Right.
think he's Carmelo Hayes, right? He came out of Beyond Wrestling, right?
Right.
So if you're looking for the superstars of tomorrow today, you know the indies are there, right? So Alex Shelley was doing a big run on the indies. I don't know if you knew that, but he was like the IWTV champion, and like it was fun to watch him wrestle all these like cool people on the independents, especially out in like Southern California. Like
Yeah.
he had a really good 6 months doing some crazy shit in California, and it was fun to watch. So like
Right.
my point though, but like it's also cool to watch like international wrestling, which IWTV has. But like, there's all these people who say, like, I'm just sick of the fucking product, but I like wrestling. I just don't want this dog shit product that WWE's putting out.
They should go find something else. I mean, me, like I said, I'm done.
I
But I mean,
understand.
I would tell people, hey, the Von Erichs are still out there wrestling. Their kids are out there wrestling. Go check out these independents. Why
So,
not?
so, 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 so but I asked the question and the relevant question, because I think it is important saying, am I done with a segment of WWE? Am I done with the whole product? Am I done with wrestling as a collective? Like there was a guy, Justin Del Rio, he used to do a wrestling podcast, and he took like a 3 year hiatus where
Yeah.
he
Well,
was just done with the product as like not even WWE, just wrestling in general, right? And he's slowly coming back in. And I don't mean to out him, but like that happens too. And I think
yeah,
it's really important. It's the same thing with comics, right? Like right now, I am definitely, I wouldn't say I'm done with comics, they're less interesting to me at the moment, to be quite honest. I mean, for a lot of reasons, but I've become less interested in that. It also doesn't probably help that I'm right now really interested in football for the next 5 months.
right.
I'm gonna be
Well,
living,
and I
breathing,
agree.
eating football.
I mean, you never know if I might go make another comic. I've been asked and this and that, but I don't think I will. Considering everything that's happened to me, especially this past year or so, I just don't think I want to. As far as wrestling, yeah, I think I'm done. If I decide to come back, well, it'll probably be a while. I sat down with my kid and I was like, hey, WWE's doing this, and I'm thinking about getting rid of Netflix, which will be the first time since ever.
Let me ask a question. If all of a
I
sudden,
used
let's say 18 months from now, they got a crazy fun story going on. Like I thought this John Cena heel turn was a lot of fun, right? Until they fucking blew it, right? So or like the Roman Reigns tribal chief shit was kind of fun for me for a while, right? In which that and I was compelled because I thought he was like a great villain, right? And it's fun to see this mega colossal villain and who's going to dethrone him, right? And that was the
right,
question that was going on. But like, if all of a sudden they had a compelling story in 18 months, you might jump back in, right? But if they just have mediocre things going on, I don't know, like I'll ask it a different way. So I thought Scott Snyder's Court of the Owl was brilliant. Did you read it by any chance? Brilliant.
yeah,
Brilliant concept. The fact that they're in wings towering between floors and that's why their neck is their head. Oh, brilliant. So brilliant what he did. But like that's a compelling story that really made me stay with Batman. But then, when we get to issue 35 of his run on Batman, I'm like, I'm kind of done with this shit, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I don't know. I don't. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd probably pick up all the streaming channels because I had $1 million. But I
but,
mean,
but would
I
you
don't
watch
think I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground or listen to rumors or stories or this and that. If
tabling the money, right? If there was a compelling story, right, you would jump back in, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
It,
I
it,
don't think so.
so if
I
it
don't
was
think the
like,
story would bring me back in. What's gonna happen next? AJ's gonna retire. So I mean, why wouldn't I want to be around for AJ retiring? Because if his is good, Cena still hasn't retired. If I'm not gonna stick around and watch Cena retire, why would I want to stick around for anything else? Who else could retire? LA Knight might win the belt. I I, I don't.
this is how I view it, right? If you want to hear, I think that they're going to go for the next year. I think we're. I'm not real. Who beats Cody? Like,
I don't care.
really? I
I
don't.
don't care.
Most the
Who's
most
gonna be the next
interesting
champion? I don't care. They're not doing a good job
the most
with their
interesting
stories
thing
right now.
right now, the only belt that actually is interesting is the Seth Rollins shit, to be quite honest. Because it's just Seth Rollins, right? I mean, I just bought a Seth Rollins autograph graded card, right? For my PSA Vault, and I'm happy I bought it because I love Seth Rollins.
But I mean, what are
But
they gonna
but but that's irrelevant to the discussion. I think Seth Rollins is fascinating.
Well, I think he is too. He's a great wrestler, and he you could do so much with him, but they just don't. They're putting him back against CM Punk for crying out loud. Haven't they done that
Are
30
they?
times
Are
since
they?
Punk went
I
back?
thought they were. I thought they were charging up with Roman Reigns.
Who's going to be in the next match with him?
I don't know. That's a good question. I
LA
haven't even seen.
Knight, CM Punk, and John Cena, isn't it?
I don't know if it's Cena because I think Cena has his hands filled with Brock Lesnar, which also was a fucking.
I don't think Lesnar's in Clash to Paris.
I don't really get why Lesnar did what the position with Lesnar and Cena is. I I
Again,
I, I think
I
it's
don't
actually
care.
I think it's really stupid. I think bringing Brock Lesnar back to WWE is actually a bad idea. I get that
I
he's a
think they could
draw.
have done good. I think they could have done some good stuff with him, but it just they haven't. They brought him back, and then what have they done with him? Nothing. Who cares?
Here's my problem is that you're gonna send John Cena out. Why would you do it with Lesnar? Like I don't understand.
I thought they announced his retirement match. Wasn't it going to be with was it McIntyre? No, Gunther.
Are they really gonna put Cena out with Gunther?
God, see, that's horrible right there. I hate Gunther. I don't
They,
understand why anyone likes
they-
him.
there's
All he
there's
does is
three
chop
people.
people.
There's three people Cena should go out with, right? Randy Orton would be great. So they did that match, what a backlash, and that
Yeah,
match should be saved for later.
they done them two way too much. I think
I
him and Braun Breaker would be good.
Braun Breaker could be interesting. I was thinking, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Seth Rollins, John Cena should be the last one.
You got to get someone new. He's got to hand over the reins to somebody young. That's
That's just it, though, right? I don't know if you want to do it. I want, yeah. I mean, again, it's the idea that like I get handing over the reins, but I want like what I wanted was Cena's last year. To be honest, is I wanted all of these fantasy matches, right? So hear me out on this, right?
he's done that so many times. He's done Orton so many times.
No, hear me out on this, right? Gunther Cena would have been cool in a PLE, but not the last three, right?
Like I
Okay.
said, I don't like Gunther anyway, but Yeah, I
CM
would do him for the last one.
what would be
Huh?
great. Sami Zayn on a Monday Night Raw versus John Cena would have been fun, right? Like I wanted all of this fun shit of like, great, we're gonna have 30 great matches of John Cena. And this is like fuck the 17th title run. Let's fucking run this thing down and let's have 30 fucking fantastic matches. So when this is over, they make a fucking John Cena reel of his 30 fucking final matches. And we're like, he's been here for 20 years. Who gives a shit? This fucking last year was better than all 20. And like, that's where WWE fucked it up.
Yeah.
They fucked it
Like
up.
I said, they don't
You have
care.
to admit, kills me. Just, oh, I'm sorry. I
They
get
don't
so
care.
excited.
Oh, I agree. They could do so much,
They
but
could
they
have.
really didn't.
All.
They
We could
really
have had it
didn't.
all, Paul. We could have had it all, but instead we were rolling in the deep.
I would love to see Dom versus Cena
Oh,
in a
that
main
would be
event.
fantastic. That would be
I mean,
great.
Dom's gonna be around for like ever. He's a great wrestler. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a bad guy, but yeah, that they should have hyped that up.
Oh my God, Dominic
Cena
Mysterio.
against the
Fuck.
entire not New Day against that entire faction, and then just Dom and Cena.
What? Oh my God! Last match, Dominic Mysterio, John Cena. That would be great. That would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That would be great because then
But they're not
also
gonna do that. He's only got like 4 more matches, doesn't he?
think about this, right? Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena. The promo, the Eddie Guerrero stuff that you could throw into that match. Oh, you
Hold
could
on.
you could yeah.
Imagine this. Imagine this. John Cena, Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio as the guest referee. That would be awesome. And then you do something like give the belt back to Cena, and then
No, I could top you. I could
have
top
Rey give the belt to Dom in hatred. Oh my god, dude, that would be great. And it'd be Cena's last match.
I think I could top you. John Cena's if we were to do this, don't do it for the world championship. Do it for the IC. That's the one
Yeah, the
belt.
one belt he done got. Yeah, dude.
Now we have a fucking story.
Yeah. And
We have
then
a
you
story
make
because
the
it
IC actually matter a little bit more.
because think about this. If he beats Dom, right? He now has got the belt he's never gotten. No, hear me out on this. Or let's say Dom beats Cena. That means whoever beats Dominic Mysterio, that belt has been elevated. So you can't lose. You can't
Yeah,
lose. Because if you give it to Cena, the legacy is only cemented, right?
they won't
And
do
so
that.
no, hear me out on this. But we don't know what's going to happen, right? Because it can go either way. So this is the point of what I want, right? I want to understand that we don't know what WWE is going to do here, right? That's the point I'm making. I
You're gonna.
agree.
You've already announced it's gonna be Gunther. They announced it's gonna be on a Saturday night main event. They
I
announced it.
yeah. The point is that we could have had it all. Like this is
Coulda.
I understand what WWE has a plan, right? It's the same thing where John Cena should have been Kurt Angle's retirement match, right? And instead it's Baron Corbin. Like, why?
Well, Baron Corbin was kind of coming up around that time.
But you gotta send these people out right. I'm sorry.
That is
They,
right. That's the way wrestling is. The old guy hands it. Hogan did it for Rock.
this is the issue where I have the issue with John Cena and Cody is that Cody handed it. John Cena handed it to Cody to some degree, but Cody's not the young guy. He's not. Like that's my problem, is you're not handing it to the 30-year-old. I mean, Cody's fucking 40, right?
Yeah.
Like, John Cena's 48. 40 and 48 in wrestling isn't that big of a difference. It's not 30 handing it to 45.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
wow.
Cody is going to be around for the next 10 years,
Maybe, maybe. I
more likely. I mean, look at his brother. He's what, 50 something, and he's still wrestling.
That's
And
hilarious. So many
he
things
got
I
his
could say
fourth belt.
about
I mean, hey, it's the way some wrestlers are. They just don't get the belt until a while. I don't have
that.
anything wrong with the Cody thing. I just think his stuff is stale.
No, no, no. My point that I'm making about this whole issue with Cena handed it over, but when Hogan handed it to The Rock was younger, right? And this is my issue, right? And that's the whole thing I have, is that I just it's whatever.
I think it was towards the
Personally,
end of Rock's wrestling career. I don't think he stayed around that much longer after that.
yeah, I mean, but then again, The Rock handed it over to John Cena. But anyway, not the point here. Um, it's
Yeah.
just whatever.
Isn't
Yeah,
Cena
yeah.
about the same age?
No, no, I think The Rock's a little bit older.
Not by much.
The
Didn't they
Rock,
come in around the same time?
I'll tell you The Rock's age right now.
Okay.
As soon as my internet's being difficult.
Sorry.
It's just sorry, everybody.
Don't be
It,
sorry. Just
I've been
admit it.
having my problems just all week. So The Rock is 53, so he's about 5 years older than John Cena.
That's not much. You're talking about, Cena and Cody being what, eight
It's about
years different?
8 years, yeah, yeah.
And I don't think, like I said, Rock stayed in that much longer. Whenever it just didn't matter that much. I don't think
Uh,
the Rock and
fair enough,
Cena.
fair enough. It's okay, it's okay. You could be wrong. Anyway, I love doing that. Oh, so many things I could say. But yes, but again, I have my opinions about WWE. I just think they had a brilliant story and they fucking blew it.
Well, I think they blew a whole bunch of junk. They could have done so much. They still could do so much. But I mean, like I said, they're tripling the cost of everything.
It's
It's
called
just not
inflation.
triple the cost.
It should be 5 times the cost. Fuck that. It should be 10 times the cost. God damn it.
You keep it. I'll move on to something else.
Oh, I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled about this ESPN thing. Um, because it's annoying and it's actually happening a lot sooner than people realize.
You know why they're doing it, right? Because of tariffs.
We should talk about that too, right?
What are you going
We
to talk about? I mean, nothing's really gone up. Everybody was crying at first. Oh, everything's going to be chaotic. And it was for a little while. But things haven't really gone up that much. Eggs are a lot cheaper than they were.
no. Look, it's tricky, right? It's natural to expect that things are going to raise in price just over time. It's a fair position to take that something from 20 years ago should not be the same price as it is today. I think that's a relatively fair position to take, right?
Right.
Now, so something that was a dollar 20 years ago might be should be $1 or $2 20 years later. That's not so ridiculous. But all this tariff shit is crazy. What I don't like is a bunch of companies said, "Oh, help us out with the tariffs," and there's really not much of a helping out position. Now, there was a company. I don't know. Do you know what a book nook is? Like a book nook,
Sounds
or
familiar.
yeah, basically what it is that it's like a miniature, like diorama type thing that is the same size as a book to put in your bookshelf. So you put a bunch of books next to it and it looks really cool, right? And they have a bunch of different versions of it. So they have a train, they have like Sherlock Holmes version, they have a cyberpunk one. So a company I bought said, "Hey, would you like to help us out with the towers? If you do, and add $4, we'll throw a few extra little trinkets into your package, right?" And so I have a dog, right? I have a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. So for $4, I got like two extra dogs to put into my little book nook thing to put into my bookshelf, right? So I said,
Okay.
why the fuck not? It's a lot of fun. If it helps them out, probably cost them 50 cents to do it. But hey, I'll just throw them an extra $4 because I'm throwing them a bone. I don't know if it's real or not, but I've also seen shit with tariffs where somebody says, throw us an extra $50 to help cover tariffs. And that's my issue right now with Kickstarter is that I've seen somebody says, "Hey, throw a little extra support, and we'll throw you a little extra little trinket or two, or throw us $50. Otherwise, you can't make this happen." And it's like I've seen two extremes. I think somebody asks for $4 and they're going to throw me a little trinket, and because they need a little extra support backer kit on Kickstarter, that's a little bit different than asking $50. But I think there's been an overreaction to the whole tariff shit.
I think there has been too. I mean, like I said, everybody thought it was crazy at first, and they were saying that the world was going to go completely haywire, and it really hasn't. Not yet, anyway. And I'm not saying that it still can't, but truth be told, aren't there more jobs coming back to America? Having said that, well, let me ask you this. Do you know who's going to run as a Democrat next time? Because I want to know. I'm hoping it's somebody good because there's
I heard
no way they're going to beat
games.
whoever's appointee next time if they don't pick somebody good. I,
So
I wanted a different candidate last time, and they picked
I
the worst
I I
candidate that they had.
I did not want a different candidate last time. I mean, let me ask you a position, right?
Sure.
Define which side you want a different candidate on. Did you want a different candidate on the Republican side or a different Democrat?
I'm a Democrat.
Because
I mean,
I
whenever
want I believe that Joe Biden was doing a great job. Joe Biden used to wake up at 6 in the morning and he used to go on his tablet that he programmed himself, Paul. In fact, Joe Biden was at the border and he went over the border wall, jumped into the river, jumped back out with a fish in his mouth at the border. In fact, Joe Biden is good friends with Draymond Green, and he dunked on Draymond Green, and Draymond Green tried to punch Joe Biden in the nuts and broke three of his fingers because he thought it was disrespectful. Joe Biden was just fine. And
you're
Dana
gonna get
Beck
canceled
is
for that,
ashamed of what did you say?
you're gonna get canceled for that.
If you don't
But
know where that all came from, that's the SNL skit where SNL did after the debate is that they said Joe Biden's doing just fine. And the funniest thing ever is that they say Gavin Newsom, they had Tony playing Gavin Newsom. He said,
oh
let's have
god,
a Draymond Green.
Gavin
Then Draymond Green is like, Joe Biden's doing fine. He was playing basketball with me and he decided to dunk at me. I thought that was very disrespectful. So I decided to punch him in the nuts and I broke three of my fingers and he shows up like three of his fingers in a cast. One of the funniest skits SNL has ever done because they took something and they made it so hyperbole out and it was brilliant and then like and then like that's why I'm not gonna get kids because they just nailed it. They just nailed it. SNL when they nail something, they do great when they have it down to the T. It's whoever wrote that skit should be paid millions of dollars because it was brilliant. It was brilliant. They're like he went over the wall and it came back with a fish in his mouth. Oh, like and what was great is that every single actor in that thing did it without breaking. And that's what was great about it is that they were all so in character and brilliant. But I don't know, but I think on the Democratic side, I think it's gonna be Gavin Newsom. Um
God, you think so? 'Cause I'm not voting for Newsom. They better
I
pick somebody better.
I think on the Republican side, so it's gonna be Gavin Newsom or a governor from like either Colorado or some other governor that you really haven't heard much about that's going to come out of nowhere, and that's what they're going to do, right? Now,
They need to pick them soon, don't you think?
yeah,
How are they going to hype someone up?
so what I think is going to happen is that I think the Democrats are going to wait for the midterms. They're going to get a good sense of where the country stands because I'll be honest with you, I do think the Democrats can take the midterms, but they might not. They might not,
No,
and
I
I'll
think
tell
it's a
you
coin.
why. I think it's a coin toss. I think it's a coin toss, um, because Trump has done something very interesting, right? I mean, this is my political take: is that he has gotten all the bad shit and all the painful shit out of the way first, and he's purposely setting up the next Republican candidate who might be JD Vance,
It,
and he
it's
might
got to
be
be right.
what? What'd you say?
It's got to be Vance.
I think Trump has done something that is mystical, where I think Trump wants to do what Reagan did for Bush, and
Right.
and I think Trump understands the longevity of this. I think he understands more than people give him credit for, good or bad, on politics. And I think he's trying to set advance because I think after the midterms, and I think Trump knows that the legacy of the Republican Party or the Trump Republican Party will be more solidified. And I think
With
he's gotten
Vance.
all the pain out. I think he's got all the bullshit out of the way. And I think after the midterms and the last 2 years of Trump's term as president, I think he's trying to set a prosperity and setting up Vance, and for lack of a better word, and use a gun term, I think he's cocking the chamber and he's ready to shoot. And I think he wants to project Vance forward, and I think
Well,
that's
that's why I say they got to find somebody for the Democrat side to be
I don't think
competitive. I don't think Newsom can be competitive, especially with all that stuff that happened with the wildfires and everything. Whenever he was ignoring everybody, I mean, that was basically the reason he didn't run this past time, or he wasn't even trying because he knew he was going to lose.
I
I
will
don't think
be
he's in a better position.
I don't disagree. I mean,
I,
you would agree with me though that Trump is not a normal candidate, right? During 2016, 2020, and 2024, Donald Trump was not and is not a normal political candidate.
oh
At
yeah,
any
no, I agree. He's not normal.
the,
That's why I'm saying I don't think Newsom's going to be able to even go up there against Vance. I think
so
right now he's a shiny penny because of what he's doing in California, but I don't think the rest of the country's going to be happy with
it's
him. I don't think so.
you would agree that AOC has the same problem, right? Where AOC is a shiny penny in New York, and she's
Man,
fun.
I wanted her to be good, but I just don't think she's. I think
She grew
she's
up in
too
Yorktown.
green.
I'm from Yorktown, so she was in my sister's grade, and I know who she is. I mean, I played soccer with her brother,
Well, she
so
speaks not. I mean, she speaks real good, and I don't think that there's really too much wrong with her. But I think
the issue with me
issues
with her
are
is
her.
that she wants free everything. And there gets a point where it's like, great, great, we want to make college affordable. Okay, that's not a bad idea, but you want to make it so that everybody goes to a $500,000 school. Like, where's the money coming from? Like, you haven't outlined your plan to get it free. And this
She
is where
sounds
I have a
too
problem.
much like Bernie. She really does.
She sounds too much like Bernie. And the issue is that so I was in DC and I was working for the VFW, and Bernie Sanders gives a fuck about veterans and is a good advocate. And this was back in 20 20
I would
13
have
almost.
voted for Bernie. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they hadn't have buried him the way they did,
Let me so in 2012, 2013. I think so maybe 2024. I don't know the exact. Maybe it was 2024, right? Bernie wasn't crazy. He wasn't this socialist, right? He
right,
he was obviously democratic. He had
right.
somewhat radical ideas, But Bernie Sanders in all these hearings was quite rational and what wasn't unreasonable, right? So fast forward 6 years later, like
Right.
Bernie was advocating for veterans, and Bernie was very likable, and I like Bernie Sanders in 2014 because I don't think
Wow.
I thought he was very much an advocate. I thought he cared for veterans. He was one of the only senators that I think really understood that veterans were getting fucked over on GI Bill issues, and I thought he was great. But my problem is that he became very radicalized. And my AOC, it's like great. You want to have radical ideas? I'm all for radical ideas. I have radical ideas, right? I mean,
Right.
the idea is that I don't think cocaine. I think cocaine should be legal, not because I want to use cocaine, but because why should it be? I mean, my radical idea with this is that I believe if we make things legal, we could regulate them and make them safe, and we could provide solutions, and also you could tax the shit out of it and you get rid of crime because now you're selling cocaine in the supermarket and get
Admit
or
it, you just want to give it to the hawk.
what'd you say?
Admit it, you just want to give it to the hawk.
Fine, fine. No, no, no. But in all seriousness, I don't see a problem. If somebody wants to legally buy something, why we shouldn't regulate it and make it legal to buy it? And if you want to fuck up your body, be my fucking guest, right? It's a radical idea, but I don't think
Speaking
it's.
of that, isn't Donald Trump trying to legalize marijuana right now?
I'm not too sure about it. That's a good question. I haven't been paying attention to that. I'm paying more attention to the economy side of stuff. But I'll take your word for it. But you could understand my idea is a little bit
No,
radical,
I,
right?
I understand what you're saying. I kind of agree with you to the most point. Legalizing stuff,
Saying
I've seen it.
I'm not saying it shouldn't be taxed. I'm not saying it shouldn't be issued through CPS. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have it relatively clean and not diced up with fentanyl. I'm not saying any of that, right? But and you have a license. So there's a vape shop where I live, right? Okay, so you could buy some vape and you have a marijuana card. Great. No problem, right? That shit should be relatively clean. There should be no fentanyl in my marijuana. I don't know if fentanyl gets into marijuana, but if you buy marijuana legally, it should be relatively regulated, right? Is that a fair assumption?
Right, right.
So I'd rather buy my marijuana legally than illegally and have some other shit in there and feel like I'm getting ripped off.
I don't disagree with you.
I-
I mean, I really don't disagree with you. I agree with you on just about
my
all of that stuff.
It's very radical. I understand, but it's not coming. So if AOC wants to make college free, I'm all down for it. But you got to explain to me how I'm going to do it. I have a thought process on how to make cocaine legal and how to make it so that we actually get rid of illegal cocaine and that we get rid of these crack houses and we actually make the use of a drug that is bad safe to a degree. To a degree, because it's not good for people shooting up cocaine, but it's a lot better if it's regulated than if it's not.
Right,
And at the end of the day, I mean, I believe in complete freedom, right? So I believe that you have a right to destroy your body if you so choose, right?
right.
Like, I'm not gonna tell somebody not to. If you want to drink yourself to death, be my fucking guest as long as you're not driving a car. I don't really care.
I think alcohol is more harmful than weed, but then again,
I don't disagree. My grandfather was an alcoholic and it killed him, right? So alcohol could be very, very deadly. But if you choose to drink yourself to death in your house, but you're not operating a car, I really don't care. I mean, I
right,
care on a humanistic level, but if you're not driving a car drunk, I don't give a fuck. Because nobody, I mean, you understand that when you're driving drunk, you're not arrested for consuming alcohol, right? You,
right,
what the technical charge is that you are creating an endangerment and you are increasing a risk level. Because if
right,
you were that same drunk in your house watching a football game and a police knocks on your door, they're not going to do anything to you because you're not causing anybody any risk if you're legally aged.
right.
Like I was watching. For those who don't know, there was a hawk that was injured, and I had a drink or two, and obviously I'm 32, so the officer knew I was a little. I had a beer essentially, but I wasn't causing a disturbance and I wasn't causing a problem. And he came in and he kind of addressed the situation, right? There was no issue because I wasn't driving a car. So there was no harm being done to anybody. I mean, so like that's but again, that's my issue with AOC is that I don't see your plan. I see an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, and like I said, she sounds good. It just sounds her
She sounds good.
her
She
issues
looks nice. I
her
mean,
issues are the thing I don't like. I mean, I don't think there's so many crazy things that she believes in. It's just you got to reel it in a little bit.
she
Uh,
she
you
she's
know,
idealistic, but she's not.
I would probably I'll probably get yeah, I'd probably get hated on telling people who I thought was gonna should have ran, but I honestly thought Buttigieg should have ran. I thought he would have done good.
Who? Who?
Pete Buttigieg, he ran in the last election and he was winning, or not the last one, but when Biden won, he won. I think the Iowa caucus, and then Biden decided he was running, and magically Buttigieg dropped out.
I
But
mean,
I
look,
mean, he
he doesn't impress me.
uh,
Yeah,
I
again,
don't know if you've heard him talk. I watch Jubal. Have you ever seen Jubal?
oh yeah, yeah, Jubilee
Yeah, where they sit in the middle and they have the 30 people around them. Pete
surrounded.
Buttigieg did one of those.
Yeah, yeah, I saw him on that. He was good.
It was amazing. He did great.
He did good. Ben Shapiro did great on that.
Yeah.
Um, fuck, shoot, who was the sports guy that was a lot of fun. That was a fun one because that was like just can't. That was just
Yeah, I saw that one. That was Skip
Skip
Bayless.
Bayless, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
He was like LeBron is a crybaby. Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I like LeBron James. I do. Yeah, yeah, but I thought he's like Kobe's better than LeBron. LeBron needed to be sedated when he lost. Oh my god,
I don't get into basketball that much. I've been getting into football more lately. Are you on the Shador stuff?
yeah, he looks good. He looks good.
Uh,
I'm hoping that he's decent. He, he looked good in the preseason for that one game on the Panthers. He fucking screwed me like over $200, so fuck him for that. No, no. This is my position is that I honestly, I mean, I like Dylan Gabriel too. Dylan Gabriel.
I'm not gonna say he didn't. What that interception really was kind of a bad thing, and I think he fumbled once or something. So it's kind of like Shador didn't exactly make those big mistakes. For them, they announced that Shador is still number 4 in the depth chart this week, and I was like, wow, that's
I
crazy.
I mean, look, the Browns have 4 fucking quarterbacks, right? So it's interesting, right? What do you do with Shador? Because
In all honesty, I would keep the 2 rookies behind Flacco, but I mean, I would put Shador second. That's just me, because like I said, with that
Dylan
interception in that,
Gabriel is really good. I mean, Dylan Gabriel's good. He was on Oregon. Um, I enjoyed watching him. I mean, what was Oregon in the final? No. Oregon wasn't. I'm sorry. Oregon though made it into the playoffs. I think they played Alabama. It was Penn State and fuck, was it Alabama that won this year? Or I think so, right?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, right? But I thought again, Shador looks good, but it's also the preseason, so I,
Right.
I'm not passing judgment, but it's the same thing. I mean, I don't know if you watched the Giant game, but Jackson Dart looks great. Jackson
Yes,
Dart. I looked at Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers looks like Daniel Jones, man, on the Giants. Like he just looks like
Dart looked really good though. I mean, Dart did look really good.
Jackson Dart doesn't look afraid. Shador doesn't look afraid. Dylan Gabriel doesn't look afraid. Who else is a rookie in all this? Cam Ward doesn't look afraid.
I don't know how it's going to translate. I mean, obviously everyone's keeping their starters off mostly.
So Russell Wilson played, I think, the first game for the Giants. Jackson Dart played. Jameis Winston played. Yeah, Russell Wilson played like the first two games, like a quarter.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw this last one.
So I think Jackson Dart started, and then Jameson Winston was in there, and then Tommy DeVito. And I gotta say, all four of those guys on the Giants look great. I mean, Russell Wilson is not the future for the Giants, but he's a holdover. But I think Jackson Dart is the future. Now with the Browns, it's complicated, right? Because we know Flacco he's the holdover. But
Right.
he's making good money, and Flacco is great. I mean, Flacco's a great quarterback, right? But we know Flacco's at the end, right? And he knows it, right? I mean, this isn't rocket science. It's kind of like Sam Darnold, you know.
I hope that line's a lot better than it was in the preseason because that line was just falling apart. So I feel bad for Flacco.
The Browns though, they're in a rough position because they signed like a fucking failure fucking quarterback who's like injured, and they're gonna have to eat the heavy guaranteed money, and they're gonna have to eat that shit, and that's gonna fuck up their organization for like another 2 years, easy. But I mean, again, who's ahead of Dylan Gabriel and Shador on the Browns?
Oh,
If you because
I don't
I
remember.
didn't watch. I don't know who's their fourth guy because you can only keep three.
You keep 4?
I don't. You technically can. You only have 53 spots though, right? That's the issue, right? So it's not whether it's if you want to keep 4 quarterbacks, you're giving up another position, or I don't even know if you can keep 4. You might not be able to in the NFL. I don't know.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett was was he on the Cowboys? Or
No.
or was he on Pittsburgh? Or am I mixing shit up? He was
No, he
on the
was on
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
He was on the Steelers.
Yeah.
Shit. I do know some shit about this. Because I know Justin Fields left Pittsburgh, right? And he's on the Jets. And Russell Wilson was playing for the Steelers last year. So that's interesting.
Why Pittsburgh wouldn't go out there and get another quarterback? Because I mean, I don't think
They got Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to do any good. They've been talking about him in training camp, saying that he hasn't been.
He's COVID approved. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it today. I'm so sorry. I
mean, hopefully he does good for Pittsburgh, but I don't. I mean, after waiting so long,
right? This is how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a prick of a human being. Let's be realistic on this, okay? I'm gonna call it like I see it. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is a fantastic quarterback. Overall in his career, prick of a human being, probably a not nice person. Okay, I don't know Aaron Rodgers. If he's the nicest person in the world, great. I'll eat my words, but I don't think I'm wrong. Now, is Aaron Rodgers going to make me a fuck ton of money? You're damn fucking right. But let me explain why. I'm a card collector, right? So I have all 5 I've limited 5 of Aaron Rodgers' 500th touchdown pass. That card's worth money, right? Because if you have all 5 of them, I control the market. So I'm gonna make my money on Aaron Rodgers, but not how people think, right? But Aaron, because Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer, no question about it. absolutely. You throw 500 touchdown passes, you're in the Hall of Fame. You cannot be not in the Hall of Fame. Just because you're an asshole doesn't mean you're not a good player. I mean, there's plenty of people in comics who are fucking horrible people, but they're great writers. Is that a fair assessment?
No, I agree. I just
There's also plenty of people who are the nicest fucking people in the world who are fantastic writers too. Um, yeah, I love Chuck Dixon, right?
yeah.
Chuck Dixon is a nice human being. He's a great writer, and I love Chuck Dixon. I
I
like Pat
just don't
Champ
know
too.
if Aaron Rodgers. Maybe I mean I'm not saying he ain't gonna get in, but I don't know if he's gonna be a shoe-in kind of thing.
He is. He's got like 3 MVPs. I mean, the guy is a first round Hall of Famer in the NFL Hall of Fame, no question about it. Just now, if you want to make an argument about, I'm trying to think of it's harder in football. I know more about baseball Hall of Fame, right? Like Ichiro, who just got in,
Yeah,
3,000 hits. You hit 3,000 hits in MLB. Oh, you better be put into the Hall of Fame unless you did steroids.
or bet against it.
Yes, I agree. Or PEDs, but like Ty Cobb supposedly murdered somebody. He's in the Hall of Fame, so murder's fine. You can
Just
murder
not bet.
people. That's fine. You just can't gamble on baseball. That's what is in perspective, everybody. So betting on baseball while actively playing is frowned upon, but murder
Frowned
is
upon.
totally okay. Sharpening your spike so you slide in so you cut up your opponent in baseball, totally fine. In fact, it's encouraged if you want to win and get into the Hall of Fame. If you want if you bet on baseball, you can't. I'm sorry, you're dismissed. So,
I
so,
don't.
so that's what I have to say is that, but like baseball's a lot easier, right? So like Billy Wagner had a lot of saves. So like if you have 400 saves, like Craig Kimball, who has over 400 saves in baseball, is going to be in the Hall of Fame, right? That those are easy to figure out, right? I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be in the Hall of Fame in the NFL.
Like he's so early. I'm sure he's gonna be in, but he's so early.
He has 300 touchdown passes. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. 300, quite a bit.
Yeah, like I mean that's why I say this is that, but like Jason Kelsey supposedly should be in there, but I don't know what makes Jason Kelsey good, a Hall of Fame person. Not Travis. Travis is a different discussion, but Travis will
Right,
probably be in there too, right? But we know Tom Brady's going to be in there, right? You win 7 Super Bowls, you're going in, right? I mean,
right.
but Tom Brady and many, but there's a fair question: is that Eli Manning? Should Eli Manning be in the Hall of Fame? That's a complicated one because Eli Manning is a 500 winning quarterback. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He only
I
won
thought he had
half
better
the
stats
game.
than Peyton Manning.
What would you say?
I thought he had better stats than Peyton.
No. Peyton has better stats than Eli. So it's but Eli won 2 Super Bowls, right?
Right.
So what do we do here? I'll put up Eli Manning's stats because I want to be accurate here because this is where this gets really interesting, right? Is that I want to make sure I'm right. So if I'm not right, I'll correct myself. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking this up right now, right? Is that Eli Manning? So um, I'm trying to actually figure this out, right? So I don't know. So passing attempts is 8,119. Passing completions is 4,895. His completion percentage is 63.3%. His touchdown interception is 366 to 244. Passing yards is 57,023. passer rate is 84.1. So I don't know what that means exactly, right? I'm trying to figure out his win percentage. Because that'll actually be helpful, right? But this is really relevant. So I mean, yeah, it's I mean he played 236 games. So maybe this is not the best way how to do this. I can't figure this shit out. Not the best argument here. Um, but anyway, the point I'm making here is that I'm trying to find his win loss ratio. This is actually really really important because this will be really fucking helpful to me. Um, to make my argument. Sorry, I'm trying to fucking figure this out in real time. Um, I'm sure it's findable. I'm sure somebody can fucking fact check me. But anyway, the point I'm making here is that Eli, I wouldn't say Eli has stats that jump off, right? The chart. But you did win 2 Super Bowls. So like I don't know if Eli should be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
I think so.
I mean, you think so? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would like him to be. I'm a Giants fan.
I'm not a Giants fan, obviously.
But like, if you win 2
Those
Super Bowls, should
quarterbacks
you
they got this year, though, wow.
what would you say?
I'm not a Giants fan, but those quarterbacks that they got this year,
Jackson Dart, guy is good. Quinn Ewers on the Dolphins, man, guy looks like he's fucking terrified to touch the fucking football. It's bad. Like, he looks terrified. I'm not saying that I understand that not everybody is right? In your
right?
first year, but Jackson Dart looks like he was born for this shit. Shador
Yeah,
looks like he was born for this shit. Travis
yeah.
Hunter looks like he was born for this shit. Like Cam Ward, same deal. Abdul Carter. I mean, Abdul Carter was number 3. Abdul Carter looks like a monster on the fucking defense.
So, what do you think about Micah? Dallas.
Free him. Free him. No,
They're not going to bring him. You think they're going to trade him?
I don't know, man. Again, it's what do they want for him?
3 first-round picks.
How many first round picks?
I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not. I heard that Green Bay offered him 2 first rounds and like a fifth round or something, and they said no.
Did they say no or did he say no? Because he wants out of
He
that team.
don't. He don't have any say in it. He don't have a no trade clause. They said no. They said they're not trading him.
I thought he wants out, right? Does
Right?
he?
He asked for.
So so so
He
so
asked
so,
for trade.
I want to clarify because I know a little bit. I know more about the Commanders. I know more about the Eagles, and I know way more about what's going on with the
The
Browns.
Commanders traded off that running back. Did you hear about that?
Who's this?
Uh, I forgot his name. They said he was a really good running back though.
I mean, look, I've been following the Giants. I mean, Cam Scatabo. Oh my God, that guy is built for that too.
I
I
think it
just
was
bought.
today that they traded him off. Wasn't it today or yesterday? Brian Robinson Jr. He went to the 49ers.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. I think that was like 2 days ago. So,
And he was like a 800-yard rusher.
but he was quite slow.
800 yards.
It's a joke.
800 yards.
I'm sorry, Paul. It's a joke because if you say you're rushing and then I say he's slow, yeah, I'm sorry. Like you're just giving me like a gold here. But anyway, no. It's yeah, I did hear about that. Um,
Yeah.
it's again. I mean, right now, I don't know. He wants out though, so I don't blame him. But like, I don't know what fucking Dallas wants. Like Dallas. I mean, let's put it this way: Dak Prescott is not very good. I'm not impressed by Dak. What was it last year or the year before? That was the time for the Cowboys to win.
I think it was a year before. Last year he was injured most of the season. Look, they
And they
won what 7 games without him.
and they still beat the Giants when he was injured and half their team was like on vacation. It was bad.
It depends on how long he. I don't think he's bad. I think he's just not
Do
top
you
five.
do you think he's worth 60 million a year?
I don't think he's worth 60 million a year, but I mean, unless you're top five, I think he's top 10.
So who do you think is better than him? I'll drop names and we'll rank them. How does that
Jalen,
sound?
Jalen Hurt. Who else? Burrow. Um,
Lamar Jackson,
yeah. Yeah.
Josh, Josh Allen. Yeah, I think Josh Allen is better than him.
Who's he with?
The Bills.
I think the
We
Bills are better than Dallas. I don't know about him.
Josh Allen? You don't think Josh Allen's
I'm,
better than Dak Prescott?
I'm still kind of on. I think he just got lucky.
Who else is in the
Everyone,
league?
everyone's saying they're the best team this year, though. So maybe he didn't get lucky. We'll see. I'm thinking he got lucky.
No, I don't think they're the best team. I don't. Um, I think the Eagles are really good. I do not think the Bills are the best team. I
I think the
think
Eagles had an easy season last year. I think everybody in the conference was hurting.
I mean right now the toughest schedule in the NFL is the Giants schedule. Did you know that? They have to face the Eagles twice. They have to face the Commanders. They have to deal the Dallas. I'm not worried about Dallas in those games. They have to face the Chiefs. They have to face the Chargers. They have to face Baltimore. I mean, they're facing the Bills. I mean, this is not an easy schedule for the Giants.
So, wait a minute. Okay, you're saying that the Cowboys are the only team in that division that you don't think they'll have to worry about?
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be a problem for the Giants this year.
I'm telling you, the only reason that they were only a 7 winning team was because Dak was down the entire year.
I,
If
I,
he
I
is,
let,
if he is
let
healthy
me explain.
for
I
at least
think
half the year,
I
I
think
think
I
it's at actually 10 or 12.
if if and this is going to sound crazy, I think the easiest games the Giants are going to play is against the Cowboys out of their whole fucking schedule. I'm not saying those games aren't going to be well fought, right? And they're not going to be a war. I think they're the easiest games they have for the entire season, which is insane.
I think that the Giants are going to lose to the Cowboys both games.
I don't think so. I don't. I see the Eagles. I see the Commanders. No, you know what I think is gonna happen? I think they're going to lose both games to the Eagles. I think they're going to split a game with the Commanders. And I think they're going to beat the Cowboys twice. I do. I don't think. But let me explain. We're going to see how game one starts, right? Because game
Right.
one is Eagles Cowboys, right? Which is going to be an awesome game. What is that? Thursday night football?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean that's gonna be wild. If the Cowboys get blown out like 42-3, we know how that season is gonna go, right? I'm not
It's not
saying
going to be
it's
that.
gonna happen, right? But it
It's not going
could.
to be that bad. I would take. I think I would. I think I would give 3 points away. I think
The-
the Eagles might win it by 3.
No, 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 no. I mean, look, I think the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys. I really do.
I think if they do, it's going to be barely. Like I said, I would give the Eagles 3.
It's Saquon Barkley. I just think Saquon Barkley is just so fucking just fit, and he's State Farm approved. I think the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys in that opening. I do. Now I could be wrong, right? But I'm going to put like $25 on the Eagles to open up, and then I'm going to incrementally bet in as the game becomes clearer. But I think $25 on
What's
the
the
Eagles is
line?
not. What would you
I
say?
mean, it really depends on what the line is. I mean, I don't think
It,
anyone's going to give you the Eagles straight.
so I don't think a $25 bet on the Eagles is so ridiculous to
But again,
pre.
I don't think. I mean, it depends on what the line is. I'm sure
Uh,
the line's going to be like 10 points.
oh no, I take the money line. I don't take points.
Oh,
I'm not very good. I'm not very good at points. I like just picking a winner straight out.
I
For
didn't know they did that straight out.
yeah. You could take a money line. So I don't know. Are you fucking with me?
No, I'm serious. I didn't
So
think. I think they always. I thought they always give a point
yeah.
spread.
So you could bet a variety of stuff, right? So in football, you could just say, I think Saquon Barkley is going to rush 100 yards, right? Or you could say, I think Jaden Daniels, the quarterback in the manager, is going to throw 235 yards, right? So you could take that as a bet. You could take over under just points collectively on both sides. So I think there's going to be 57 points in a game collectively under or over, right? So it doesn't matter anymore which team scores the points. It matters if you stay over or under, right? You could say, I think Jaden Daniels is going to throw a touchdown pass on the first drive. So you could pick who's going to score first,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know. But then again, I don't bet.
You can also say, I just think the Commanders are going to beat
Do
the Cowboys, right? Or the Cowboys are going to beat the Commanders.
they just give
Or
you like lower odds or something like that? I
yeah, it's
mean,
straight out money lines. So it might be a negative 245 or a plus like 110, right? Depending on what's going to happen. So, so like, and sometimes the odds are not what they should be. And sometimes they're more favorable and then they're not to me.
right.
So last year, I had a very good outcome where the Cardinals were playing the Jets and the Cardinals were up 14-0 against the Jets and the odds were negative 245. While second quarter, that's not those are great odds, right? You have a 2 touchdown lead on a team that sucks with an injured like Aaron Rodgers not playing, their backup quarterback sucks, and you're giving me 245 odds. Let's just say I walked away with about $400 in profit on that day. I'm like, that was a little fucked up, guys. How. DraftKings did not assess the situation correctly. Um, but also sometimes you have crazy odds. But I just take money line, or you could pick a point spread, which is what you were talking about, where you think it's going to be 10 plus points that they beat them by. So for instance, we would say, are the Browns good? We could agree the Browns are pretty bad from last year, right? So
Well, I think they're pretty bad. Yeah.
if you would agree that statistically the Eagles should beat the Browns, right? Last year, right? So Eagles play the Browns game week 5. We would all agree that the Eagles are going to beat the Browns. Now anything could happen, right? In football, it's called gambling for a reason. So instead of saying that those odds might have been negative like 1,200, which is not great. So you have to bet $1,200 to win 100. Not good odds, right?
Right.
But you could say, I think the Eagles are going to beat the Browns by 14 points plus. Those odds might be negative 200. So
Right.
if you bet $200, you're going to win 100. Much better odds, right?
Because you're giving up the points.
Yes. So you might take the points, because the points might be a better odd because you know a team is going to beat another team. So with baseball, you could do the same thing where you think that there's going to be X amount of runs scored. Now, it just so happens that in the baseball game today with the Mets, I think 14 or 15 runs were scored collectively between the two teams where the Braves were playing the Mets. I just took the money line and I arbitrage betted the whole thing, but for a different reason. Because DraftKings, I bet 5 grand. Arbitrage bet 2,500 on both sides, made 4,700, lost $300, and got $2,500 worth of bonus bets. I'm going to come out ahead, right? So essentially, I lost
Right.
$300 to make a lot more money than that in the long run. Does that make any sense what I just explained?
Yeah. No, I mean I understand betting. I just didn't know how.
Kings it gave me a position where if I bet $2,500 through a cycle, they would give me $2,500 worth of bonus bets for free.
Right.
But what I did is that I took both sides. Because I took both sides, a $2,500 bet on the Mets paid out $4,700, and $2,500 on the Braves paid out $4,700 and $72. So essentially, I lost money by basically deploying 2,500 on one and 2,500 on the other. But whichever team won, it would have produced me a $300 loss, but I got $2,500 worth of free bets because of that,
Right.
which I use, which will put me above my loss. That's a whole different ballgame when you arbitrage that way.
Right.
It's going to be a $1,400 gain, including my loss after I'm done using those bonus bets, which is insane. So yes, I'm very good at this.
That's good.
This is like a career for me. But again, I don't like taking points, and I usually don't take a player prompt because it's just I could run the seminar. By the way, if anybody wants me to run a seminar, just let me know.
No, like I said, I don't bet. I just don't.
It's not for everybody. So I have a friend whose father obviously had a gambling issue. So I have a referral code for DraftKings, and I referred my 2 friends. I referred my parents. I referred my sister. My sister thought I was scamming her too. She finally got it after the bonus bit. She's like, "Oh, now I get it." She thought I was scamming her. When I was trying to get her money so that she'd have my sister does well for herself, but I was trying to get her some free money so she could buy formula and diapers for her 2 kids. Plus, so she'd be ahead of the game, right? She thought I was scamming her, and then she finally fucking got it. It was very funny. I'm like, just trust me on this. I got you. I'm gonna make sure that the $50 you put in, you're gonna walk away with more money. She finally fucking got it. But my friend whose father has a gambling issue, he's most likely predisposed to that. So I'm not gonna go introduce him to a gambling app because I don't want that on my hands.
Right.
And if I introduced him to him and he gambled all his money and cost him money, I personally am not going to be introducing him to it. If he goes and discovers DraftKings on his own, that's fine. But I'm not going to be doing that. And that's just how I morally feel. So it has nothing to do with right, wrong, indifference. Everybody's an adult. But that's the thing, too, is that so you say, I don't gamble, I'm not going to force you to gamble. If you say, I don't feel comfortable doing it, I don't force anybody to do anything for that reason.
Right.
Because that's just how I feel. So again, it's not for everybody, and I understand that people have problems in life, and that you have to know when to stop, and because you can lose a lot of money to
I
an
believe
extent.
it. I believe it.
It's an issue, and it's not good unless you have real discipline to understand when to stop. It just so happens that I'm very good at what I do with this, but also like today, I gambled like $40 beyond what I just did with baseball, which is gambling 5 grand.
Right.
But I knew I was gonna get those bonus bets, and that's why I could have done what I did. But if I wasn't getting those bonus bets, I would have not touched it. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
I knew I could cover the problem and the loss very efficiently. So that's why. But not everybody understands it. But I don't
Right.
want to everybody with it. If people are really interested in this, I have no problem talking about it. Um, but I don't like to dive into it unless people really want to, because it's kind of a complicated thing. Because I feel like I'm encouraging a behavior that could really fuck people's lives up. This could be just as bad as drinking and
Yeah.
fucking up people's lives. It really can.
Well, just about
But
anything can be bad as long as you're not taking it in moderation. Most things, if you take it in moderation and understand it, kind of control things, it's
I
usually okay.
would agree. I would agree. If you drink a lot of water, most likely, if you go overboard drinking a lot of water, you can give yourself water poisoning. It can happen, but it's really fucking hard to do that. If you have an extra 4 glasses of water, I'm not too concerned about your health, right?
But a few
But
gallons, on the other hand,
even if you have an extra gallon of water, I don't know if it's really a threat.
I
The
think it's
same,
bad. I think it depends on the time frame. I think if you
yeah.
take a gallon in an hour, I think it's bad for you. If you take a gallon within a day, I don't think that's a problem.
Also, it depends on other stuff too. So if you're running a marathon and you're drinking 6 gallons of water and you just ran a marathon, or you're drinking it all throughout the marathon, a little bit different too, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Or if you're sitting out on the beach for 8 hours and you have 2 gallons of water out on the beach, it's also probably a little bit different. But I agree. Those are also unique circumstances. But I agree with the generalization. But my point is that I don't want there's a reason why I don't want to run a gambling show. I think it would be detrimental, and I think it would create more problems. And what I do is a unique position, and I don't think people should do what I do on this unless they're fully committed, and they have the discipline, because it is a disciplined position for me, and it's a money position for me, and I know when to stop. I mean, yesterday I gambled a lot of money too. I put $400 on the New York Liberty, and I then put $100 on the New York Mets. I was down 500. Ask how much money I wound up making yesterday.
$2.
I made $70 yesterday after I wiped out my losses.
Right.
But to make that money, I gambled almost probably about 6 grand. So I put 5 grand on the Chicago Sky with like 3 minutes left in that game, which got me $384, which almost got me back my whole Liberty loss. So yes, you better know what the hell you're doing, and you better be fucking right. I'm not gonna probably do that. It's rare that I do that, but I saw the fucking opportunity.
Right. Well, that's good.
But again, you have to be okay with losing 5 grand. I don't know how many people on earth are ready to lose 5 grand. And
Not
again, I mean, today I bet, outside of that 5 grand that I bet today, I bet like $40 on a basketball game, and I won those games, but nonetheless, a lot less stressful. $40 loss is not an issue. Betting fucking 5 grand, you better fucking know what the fuck you're doing. Hopefully, my
well.
parents aren't watching this, because if they are, they're gonna expect me to buy dinner tomorrow. I have 10 $250 bonus bets, which I'm gonna arbitrage, which is gonna be like 12 fucking 50, which is gonna wipe out, which is gonna pump me back up. Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna make so much fucking money. I am so happy I bought my Mike Trout card today. I was so right. I bought an expensive $125 fucking baseball card today, and I think I deserved it. I think I deserved it. I work hardball for my money. Um, I work really hard for my money, everybody. So, and I buy really cool shit. That's awesome. And I'll show you everybody my cool shit because I have a problem. And I have no problem. I like baseball cards, everybody. I'm gonna go pull up my fucking vault. I don't know if you want to see it, but I'm gonna show it anyway.
Yeah, show it anyway.
So you can all see my vault, right?
There it goes.
See. So I'm gonna go through it, right? So this right here is a cool one. So this is a Jaden Daniels. And what's cool about this is that I'll highlight this one, and then basically, it is used worn fabric by him in the card. So it's that like patch right there. So it's used by him. It's a PSA 8. So I bought that one yesterday. I bought yeah. So what else have I bought that's always fun to pick up and talk about? I have a super crush on her. So Dijon Cardigan, and this one is a relic card of hers, and this is limited to 5 in a PSA 8. So there's only 5 of these in the world. As you could see, I don't know where the number is on that. If it's on this somewhere, it's here. Yeah, it's right here on the back. But this one is 2 out of 5. Oh, what else do I have in here that's always fun? All right, you can see it, right?
I can see them when you click on them. Yeah.
So I'm pulling some cool shit up. Um, I do like my Nikki Bella shit. Nikki Bella. This one was dirt cheap too, which is crazy. Super fucking dirt cheap. I think this one cost me like $5, which is crazy. The cost of the grading of that card was more expensive than the fucking card itself. The card raw is a $5 card, which is wild. What else do I have in my repertoire? That's always fun to pick up and talk about. Yeah, this one's cool. Some Cora Jade. So that one's wild. So that's a 10, and I think an auto 10 of a patched used card signed by Cora Jade. So it's her auto on the card and a patch of gear that she wore.
Yeah.
This was before the OnlyFans stuff that she's doing. I bought that card pretty cheap too, in reality. But yeah, so like all this shit is just fucking wild. So like that's a CGC card, which is cool. And then I got one more that's always fun to talk about and show. And I think it's the most expensive card I bought. As soon as I fucking find it here. Yeah, I got a lot of cards. I think it's up here somewhere. It's well worth the wait. Um, yeah, this one, which is wild. So that's a Paul Skeens, Bowman 1955, 2024 anime like variation of that card.
Okay.
So I spent like $350 for that one. So yes, I buy a lot of cards. A lot. I'm gonna be sending that. I'm gonna be sending that Cena card in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sending our Truth card in. And I like this stuff. I think some of this stuff retains value and some of this stuff goes up in value. But more importantly, I like looking at it. That's my whole thing is
Well, that's
that
good.
I like looking at it. And my favorite thing is that so I buy a card so when you buy it from eBay, you have the option of them sending it to you, or you could send it to the vault. And if you send it to the vault, you don't pay taxes and you don't pay shipping.
Okay.
So, so I don't pay taxes on the card and I don't pay shipping on the card because
So where does the card go?
what?
Where does the card go?
So the card's already in the vault. So it basically doesn't leave the vault, just goes to my assigned bin in the vault.
In the vault. Where's the vault?
PSA vault is in, I think, Delaware or Maryland. So
That's weird.
it's a climate controlled vault.
And
That
they
that
keep them for you?
yeah, for free.
That's weird.
But the whole thing's insured. I don't see the
No,
card.
I'm not saying it ain't. I'm just saying that's
And,
odd.
and at any time I want, I can have all the cards shipped to me for like
Right.
$6.
Well, that's
But
good.
I don't want it, right? I want to own the card, but I don't want to have any responsibility because I have nowhere to put it.
Right.
So
No,
so
I understand the reasoning behind it. It's just different.
yeah. I have a PSA card that right here that was accidentally sent to me. So I'll pull it up. It's a cool one though. So this is what they look like when they're fully graded. They look like this and they're completely encapsulated.
Yeah.
So this is I'm a big anime fan. So this is a Summer Wars Hanafuda Kenji. Um th- I love the movie Summer Wars, but like these are like kind of like movie kind of like miniature cards, right? So this is a PSA card, right? And it's a Gem Mint 10, and so instead of me having, I mean, I wanted this in my vault,
Right.
for holding it, but somehow it just accidentally got sent to me. So yeah, pretty cool though, right? But like if I
Yeah.
want a card, I could just request a card, right?
Right.
But like I don't want this stuff because I don't want to hold it. But like because I get a lot of cards, right? So like I have a lot of stuff like this, like this is a card right here. So like I carry a lot of cards. I carry stuff like this. It's a cool one. So it's just like there gets a point where it's just like I don't have fucking space for this shit.
Right.
Um, but again, I could go on for hours about this shit. This shit is like I love it, and that's the thing. And it's fun because you could buy cards for like $6. So like that Nikki Bella showed that PSA CC9 or
Yeah.
SGC9. It's $5 on a bid. Dirt cheap. Nobody was fucking looking at it, right? And like, I get it, it's Nikki Bella. But I said, why the fuck not for $5? I mean, no tax, no shipping. Why wouldn't I pick it up for $5? And then I bought a PSA.
Sure.
I bought the PSA 10 of that card for like $9. Now, I don't know what the value is of it, but I don't really give a shit because it's fucking $5, right?
Right.
But I bought the whole thing for $335. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to just buy this card. And I just bought a Mike Trout that's similar to that for 125, which my gambling covered. So go figure that out. But anyway, that's the point. So how do you feel about people in comics, Paul? I
How do I feel about people in comics? I don't really talk to them anymore.
don't really talk to people in comics anymore either.
That's about
You
it.
and me have different reasons why. Y-
Yeah. I was getting bullied for a few years, so I mean, yeah, I
They
just
bore the fuck
don't
out of
want to
me.
deal with. Huh?
Bore me. They bore me.
They bore
Genuinely.
you?
Yes. I would much rather speak to a porn star or a cosplayer or a voice actor than 85% of people in comics.
No, I mean,
It's the same shit over and over and over, and everybody is so fucking protected. Every time I have a conversation with somebody in comics, I have no problem telling what I think, right? It's everybody's so protective of things, and everybody's so scared to talk about business and ideas and share knowledge and share shipping costs and share the realities of doing this shit that like they're all fucking all tied up. And I'm like, guys, I'm an open goddamn fucking book. Like
Well,
I can't live with you not being open and communicating with me. And I find that these conversations is just mixed signals on 85% of these people. And
like I
it's
said, I think people look at you more of an outsider than in the industry. I don't know what they're keeping from you or what they're not talking about, but I mean, I'm an open book. That's why I started my show, because I wanted to talk to
like
new creators, and I
so
wanted to make sure that they weren't getting into the same problems I was. But whenever I did, that's what started angering people. I mean,
what for me is that I'll speak to Ariel X and I have never shot porn, right? So I have no problem saying that. I don't think she's gonna mind. I mean, she's obviously an adult, entertainer. She runs a company. But when we're talking about certain things that we have similar problems because you're running a business and I have business issues, but I've never shot porn, right? But when I'm asking questions about things, like the communication is very open, right? And that's my issue is that when people have closed communication, and I don't know, maybe it has nothing to do with comics, right? Maybe it has to do with like a bunch of these people are just shitty at communicating. I mean, because there's plenty of people though in comics who are great communicators and will give it to you raw, right? But it's also the idea that when I'm speaking to somebody like Ralph Tedesco or Joe Brusher from Zenoscope, those conversations tend to be more professional, right? But when I'm speaking to somebody who is launching a Kickstarter, just did $1,500 or 3,500, and it's their second Kickstarter, and they're really indie, maybe they're just not interview ready, and maybe that's part of the problem too.
well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you talk about interview ready. Because I mean, I know whenever I first started getting interviewed, I had no earthly idea what to do except answer the question. Yeah,
So some
I
people
think,
just feel weird, man. I was on a show I was his first interview, and I realized within 5 minutes I needed to carry that thing to the end zone,
yeah,
and
but I mean,
I did,
that's
and
that's what the job of as a host is. You have to have questions ready. I remember whenever I was helping my son do interviews, I had like 10 questions set to the side. If he started stumbling, that I would pull them up and he could read. The thing about it is, whenever you're talking to other people like wrestlers or porn stars or anyone else, they're probably used to being in front of the camera and stuff. Comic
yeah,
book people aren't. I
that
mean,
it's
they don't know what you're gonna ask, and they don't know what to expect to
that
give as
that
an
could be
answer.
it too. That could be it too. It could be that because it could be the outsider issue, but like there's other things that I'm not in it, right? But the people are just entertainers, right? So maybe the issue is that it could be that, but it could also be that somebody is just not comfortable on a mic. Like I'm comfortable on camera, right? I wasn't always that way. It took a long time to get there, you know. But I've been doing this for
I'm
13.
not comfortable on camera.
But like my point though is that like so I mean I don't know did I ever tell you the Eddie Kingston story? Do you know who Eddie Kingston is? Eddie
No.
Kingston is a wrestler for AEW. So I'm
Oh,
brand fucking new in wrestling. He's like John Moxley's best friend. It's crazy, right? So I'm brand new as an intro. I'm 11 in, man. And oh my God, I was not ready. But Eddie realized that fuck, that I know a lot about this. I love wrestling. So instead of beating the shit out of me as like a 15-year veteran, and Eddie Kingston's like the nicest guy in wrestling, right? Super nice guy. Just carried the fucking interview. And
yeah.
and and the point is that that's what I've learned is that sometimes somebody and even with like some of these people, like I had an interview with somebody in comics, and it took about 25 minutes before they started to open up.
But
A- a-
again,
a-
wrestlers and and other people in the entertainment industry are used to being in front of cameras and talking and whatnot. In wrestling, you've got to learn how to get promos, and you're practically practicing that your entire life. Whenever you go into comic books, I think 90% of the people that go into it don't expect to talk. Half of them, half of them think that they're going to get published and just get money because they're getting published. I saw a post today that somebody posted
Jonathan
that
Hendricks? Was
who?
it Jonathan Hendricks? Was it Jonathan Hendricks?
I don't know. He was talking about being in comics and
Was it the
being
royalty post?
being in the direct market, not being a catch-all, like a big win.
Was it the position where it was $4,000 production cost, got a royalty of $135? That was Jonathan Hendricks'
Yeah.
position.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and I've came up to this argument before. I've had other people come up to me, getting published by a major company or getting into Diamond isn't all what it cracks up to be. And I'm stopping to think, whenever I started getting into comics, 90% of the time that I went into comic stores, they said, "Are you in Diamond?" And I would have to say no, and they'd be like, "Well, we don't want to talk to you." I applied for 200, 300 conventions in my time of doing conventions before I stopped. And half of them said no because we don't know who you are. So it's a tool. You get published, you get put into Diamond. You can go to this comic book store and say, "Yeah, I'm in Diamond." You could go to this convention and say, "Hey, this is who I am. I'm with these people."
You're bringing up a good point where I agree that a tool is useful. So, for instance, Ariel X, obviously she does Evolve Fight, she did Ultimate Surrender, obviously big adult stuff. And if you're into that space, very helpful name drop, right? Because now when I go and I approach Penny Barber or approach Brandy May will respond to my email because I have Ariel X, right, as a name drop. I have Bella Madison, I have Bella Rockefeller, I have a good relationship with LSC. The relationship with LSC actually happened accidentally. Somehow I did an interview with Shelby Paris and I wore their t-shirt and I appeared in Tommy Bell's thing. And Tommy's like, "Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry that I didn't credit you in this." I'm like, "Dude, relax. Like, calm the fuck down." Like, I'm not.
And the thing about it is, like I said, to me, it's
But
not a catch-all.
so I'm
It's
gonna finish my point. Okay. I agree that if you get to Diamond and then you use that as a tool, but if you want to make money, the Diamond thing, you can make money if you're published by Diamond, if your book is picked up enough and you sell a lot of books. But there's also it's hard, but it's the idea that it's also I think people conflate that, oh, I made it to Diamond, I'm not gonna get $20,000 every month, right? And I think that's the problem is that
yes,
if one thing's a tool, but it's not necessarily money directly.
right.
So
And that's the thing. People get into Diamond and they stop. I got a friend who got published in Diamond for his first time, and he was like, "I didn't sell that much." And I'm like, "How many comic book stores did you contact?" And he was like, "None. Don't they do that?" And I was like, "No. When your book was coming to Diamond, you should have been on that phone calling all these places and saying, 'Hey, this book's coming out. I'll come to your store. This book's coming out. What can I do to help get those books from Diamond into your store?'" But he didn't do any of that, and he just
be on
expected the
podcast.
money to come in.
You should
Huh?
be on podcast. You should be pumping it. You should be
You should
talking
be
to
doing
people.
everything, just like it's a Kickstarter. But the thing about it is, everyone thinks once you get to Diamond, "Oh, I can sit
So
back and relax now."
my
But
my
it's
mom my
still,
mom wrote
like I
a con-
said,
sorry, as I continue.
like I was saying, half of the conventions that I didn't get into were because they didn't know me. If I would have got into Diamond, if I would have got published by a publisher that was pushing me, if I would have gotten a little bit more help, I would have probably got into bigger conventions. I got into one big name convention really in the time that I did this stuff, and it was because of an accident. And the reason I know that is because I talked to the showrunner and I was like, I appreciate you having me. And I said, I gave him a gift for a thank you. And he was like, oh, great. Our other next big conventions, this time, do you want to come to that too? So me and him built a friendship. So I got to those big conventions. But other big conventions like the New York City to the Florida one, the Chicago one, wouldn't look twice at me. And even still, some bigger conventions around here didn't look twice at me,
So
even though I was making a name.
it's interesting, right? Because again, I've reached out to people, and I just knock on door after door after door, right? So I'll just knock on door after door after door because if you knock on 200 doors, you're gonna get interviews, and then hopefully you get one, and then you get another, and you build up that way. But then what you do is that all of a sudden, so the Jeff Nimoy situation is that I interviewed all of his friends, and he's like, I wouldn't normally come on your podcast, but you've interviewed all my friends. So that also helps is that if
Yeah,
he
connection.
did Digimon. For those who don't know, Jeff Nimoy was the English adaptation of Digimon, right? So there gets a point where if you've interviewed 7 people from a show and you need the eighth, you know that the eighth person might agree because guess what fucking happens is that if they don't agree and then you're pumping out all those 7 interviews, they kind of look stupid if they're not in the group, right? So,
Right.
but it can take a while to do that where you just got to go door after door after door and you just keep asking because, and look, it's okay to have a voice actor who's only had 6 roles. And then you get the next one who has this, and then you level up till you're not ignorable anymore. And I,
And
and it's not fun to grind it out, but how I got somebody like Ariel X on my show, how I got somebody like, John Grimlin, who plays Mihawk from One Piece, or Barry Yandels, that I've been grinding this shit out for years, and I'm still grinding it out. And I go back down, where I'll find a cosplayer who has 100 followers, and I'll just knock on their door because if you keep knocking, you don't know who knows who, and, and there's going to get a point where it's like I'm going to have 10,000 interviews. So when I do go and want that big, I'm like, look, I got the fucking library behind me and I got the views. And it's helpful. But it sucks because it takes years.
and I agree with you. Like I said, whenever I started, I was going to every convention I could. I was going up to talking to showrunners and saying, "Hey, my name's such and such. I've got this book, or I'm doing this." I gave them a present to say thank you for having me. And most artists don't do this. It is about connections and it is about growing it. Most people, whenever they start doing comics, they don't realize it. They think they do a book and they're going to get money, period. But the thing about it is, you do have to do those connection kind of things. The problem I had with it is, and I'm not trying to say that it was bad that I couldn't do it, but it was to the point that I didn't know what I was doing. So at a certain point, it's like so frustrating that the whole industry is kind of pushing back against you. I was going out to every bookstore. I was going out to every convention I could. I was going to the flea markets. I was going on the corner of places selling my books. And what everybody keeps saying is build a fan following, build this, build that. And for 4 years, I was doing I had 3 shows on YouTube. I had the first show with Comic Crusaders for a year. I had this show with Pops Van Zant's channel for about 5 or 6 months till he told me not to talk about certain things, and then I started my own show that I canceled because I was getting bullied, and I was like, after all this stuff that I'm doing, I'm still not building that fan following. So obviously, I'm doing something wrong, or you know, nobody just, I mean, this industry just didn't really want me. I
So,
didn't feel
so I view things in a different way, right? Obviously, I
right.
tried my idea, and I still think I'm right on this. Where I think there's a lot of pay to play going on, and a lot more than people realize. And that was my whole Kickstarter when I launched it. Is that was the theory I had, and I think the theory was right. I think nobody wanted to hear it, to be quite honest, because
I think
we're seeing it.
nobody wants to talk about
What did you say?
it. I just think nobody wants to talk about it. It's not that they don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to talk
Nobody
about
wants to participate, and nobody wants to engage, and nobody wants it to be thrown in their face in a blunt way. But it's here, and it's only growing. It's only growing, and it's coming. And with the introduction of AI, the introduction of Facebook ads, everything else, it is pay to play. It is here, and I spotted out miles out, right? And I've been known to do this on everything. And if you don't believe me, I spotted out the L brands position. I spotted out Apple dirt cheap. I spotted out Nvidia dirt cheap. I spotted out. I've been a WWE TKO holder for the last 10 years at about $9 a share. They're trading at 180 right now. So yes, I spotted Texas Roadhouse at 35 a while ago, almost 6 years ago. So yes, I tend to spot inefficiencies and truths in markets. Um, and I don't say that as a brag. I mean, I tell people exactly what I'm buying and nobody listens. And then we look back and they're like, oh, fuck, I should have listened. It's all right. Don't worry, I'll give it away for free because I want everybody to be rich like me and be wealthy. And by the way, you don't need a lot of money to build wealth. That's a myth too. You legitimately can build wealth on $1,000 as a starting point, which I understand if you can't eat, it's a lot of money. But
it.
in
I was about to say, my friend, $1,000 is a lot to
you would
me.
agree. You would agree, though, in the scheme of life, $1,000 is not a lot of money. I'm not saying if you lost $1,000, you shouldn't be upset. If you had $1,000 in your wallet and then it fell out of your wallet, you should absolutely be upset. But a
If I
thousand
had
dollars,
$1,000 in my wallet, I would be shocked.
no, 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 no,
If I
no.
had $1,000 in the last
You,
10 years in my wallet, I would be shocked.
you understand the argument, though, right?
Well,
Do
I
you understand?
understand to you $1,000 isn't anything.
Hey, you're not helping my argument. You would agree that $1,000 in the scheme of all the money in the world is not a lot of money as a starting point, right? So if you have $1,000 emergency fund, it's a decent starting position. Is that a fair assumption? So
Who
so
saves $1,000 as an emergency fund? People who have money.
my emergency fund is a lot more than that, but not the point here.
People who have
Not
money.
you're really not helping my argument. Like I'm really
Well,
trying to
your argument's bad. I'm telling you, my friend, if I have to choose between bread, feed
let
my
me
kids, and gas,
no, no, no,
then
no.
I'm definitely not choosing $1,000 to save it as an emergency fund.
Okay, the point I'm making is that if somebody said, hey, to really start investing and to really start building wealth when you're young, if you start with $1,000 over 30 years, it's going to be worth a lot more than that, right? You would agree that it's a minimal investment, right?
Again,
Is where I'm going with
if you
this.
got money,
Yes,
again, if you're choosing between feeding your kids and, you know, gas,
you understand the argument. The
well, I
argument that I'm
understand. I understand what you're saying is you need to make money to invest some money, but you're
oh,
also saying you don't need
the
money to make money.
right. The point I'm making though
Talk
about the
about
whole
saving yourself.
is that with pay to play, and getting back to where I was going with this, for the sidetrack is that it's here, right? I mean, I can point out a bunch of not podcasts, I'm sorry, Kickstarters that pay for ad space and they utilize ad space and they spend a lot of money on ads. And we look at this and we look at a bunch of campaigns that do 70, 80, $90,000. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with using ads to pump up your book, but at
Yeah,
the
but
same,
you don't know what money they're starting with. Like
I agree,
I
I agree.
hold on,
Or,
hold
or
on, hold on. I've had 5 Kickstarters. All of them were successful, and I never had any money. I never spent any money except for once, and that was like $100 or so.
sure,
Okay,
I agree.
so
Where
having said that, these other places, I mean, they're probably using marketing money to do certain things. One thing that I would have done if I had money and I tried to was get a web page. That would help me immensely. I
What
sold.
what's actually happening is that there's all these kickstarting marketing firms, right? And what they do is that they take a percentage of what they bring in and they charge you for the ads. I don't know if you knew this, right? This is actually interesting, right? So they might take 10% of what they bring in and they still charge you for the ads. So they have a vested now look, they have pinpointed this ad shit like crazy, right? Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads. They are really good at this. And they figured out how to run ads efficiently and target to draw traffic. So they're obviously, so for every $100 that they do, the ad might cost you $2 and they're making 10 on it, but your backer is $22 in, so you're making $10 on it, but it might not be economically sustainable in the long run. And also, you're giving up a lot of equity and a royalty that's in perpetuity for that campaign.
Okay, you're spewing a lot of numbers and jargon. I've been I did 5 campaigns. Okay,
Uh huh.
uh, I did 5 campaigns. I've probably helped with about 10 or 20 other campaigns. I don't know who you're talking about that are doing advertising for other people that are taking percentages. Give me their number because I might use them. None of those people are real.
Really?
If they are real, they're 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 not marketing to the right people.
I'll pull something up.
There's only 1 or 2 people that I know that do this, and I went with one, and they didn't exactly give me what they promised. I'm not trying to throw any clout towards them or name them or anything like that, but I gave them money, and they promised me. And again,
I'm,
if
I'm,
they're
gonna,
listening,
I'm gonna find
I'm
something.
not
I'm gonna go
I'm
find
not
it.
trying to hurt anybody, but what they promised me was like 5 or 6 interviews that I never got. They promised me a web page that I never got, and they promised me 1 or 2 other things. So these other campaigns or people you're talking about advertising, I don't know about them, and I don't think other people have heard about them. Most of the ones that promise that they're going to give you something for a percentage are fake.
No, no, no. It's not fake.
Did you
Um,
use them? Do you know anyone else who used them?
Absolutely. I'll pull it up for you right now. We're gonna pull it up because this is actually really relevant, right?
Okay.
So, so I'm sharing the screen right now. Right, bam. Here we go. Right. So it's Dark Pink Comics, right? So we look at Dark Pink, right? So they did $72,450, right?
Is it a campaign?
Yeah. This was a campaign project successfully funded on February 24th. You can still late pledge for available rewards, right?
Okay.
So they run a lot of ads, right? So obviously, I mean, you're doing real money now, right? Let's
So someone's
see.
running the ads for them.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. Um, yeah, I'm gonna show you in 1 second, right? So let's see. It should be somewhere on their
Should have been the bottom.
collaboration, right? So
Should have been the bottom. But I mean, go ahead.
yeah, right here. Launch Boom, right? So Launch Boom let's look up Launch Boom, right? This is what I'm talking about, right? This is where this gets interesting, okay? So now we're gonna go to Launch Boom, right? Boom. So Launch Boom is this, right? So what Launch Boom does, as soon as it pulls up, we could all see this, right? I mean, it's my screen is sharing, right? So this is the idea. So what happens is that they run a lot of stuff. Aronian of is that who I think that is? Oh yeah. So they basically team up with a bunch of people on Kickstarter, and this is what they do is that they about results, reviews, campaigns. I mean, they basically charge you for the ads and take a percentage of what they bring in. But I mean, they have real results. I mean, to a degree, right? I mean, if you're bringing in on the Crooked Moon $4 million, I mean, I'm not, but that's just it though, right? But you
I,
also, I mean, so it's not bullshit when I talk about this, right? When you're
I
bringing in,
go on.
so I don't have a problem if somebody brings me money and I give a percentage. There's not a problem with that, but
Okay,
we have to openly, actively acknowledge that. Wait a second, we have a lot of people, and this is a real firm. They bring real results, but at the same time, you're still paying to play.
okay. So I don't know who these people are. Maybe they're legit. Maybe they're not. I, again, I went with an advertising company or people that helped me run my campaign at first, and
Sure.
they had a few testimonials, I guess you could say, of a person that they brought a few $1,000s for their campaign, right?
Sure.
It turned out this person was actually a well-known person and brought in the money himself. What they basically did was set up the campaign for him, and he ran it. So I don't know if they're actually doing that for these people or these people are doing it. But most of the time, 90% of the time, these companies were fake.
So I know that I just had these people on. So Ronin O'Kane. So I just had them. Their Cyber Sheep Studio. They run a lot of ads. So
Yeah.
and their ads, but you're doing $40,000. I mean, there's no bullshit when you're doing 40K.
Well,
And
again, how many is it? How much is coming from who you know in your connections? How much is coming from this company?
I would definitely say with Cyber Sheep, that definitely they drove a lot of traffic.
I, I'm
And
not. I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying, like I said, 90% of those companies that came towards you and said that they were doing this, they were fake.
it's so I see a lot of the one that I showed on that Kickstarter. I see a lot of their ads. I see a lot of Cyber Sheep Studios ads on Instagram. Um, obviously these companies are running real ads and running real
Well,
driving force. So, and I don't think that these ads are being run by the creators. I think there are outside firms running them for them that are very
again,
targeted.
I don't know. I haven't investigated it. I couldn't tell you. You're
Mm,
saying you don't think, but I mean, have you
I
asked these people? Have
I
you checked them out?
I've interviewed Cyber Sheep Studios
Yeah,
because
but
they did
have
a.
you asked them about this company?
I mean, I've asked them, which we've spoke about them running ads. I mean, and I said, you guys run a lot of ads, right? And we were talking about it in the interview. They didn't identify the company, but I mean, my point that I'm making is that
Right.
I think the theory of what I've outlined is very much out there, right? And it's my understanding of how that works. I've seen it. I've spoken to a few other people who are looking at it and ask questions. I've sent inquiries and I kind of got a vibe of that, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, look, if you bring me money and you want
I
a
don't think there's
piece,
anything wrong with it either.
I'm not saying there's any, I'm just saying that's the current environment, right? So my point is that there's a difference between saying whether something's right, wrong, or what it looks like, but we have to acknowledge, and that's my whole issue right now, is that I don't
Well,
know
I mean,
who's to play exactly on
you're
Kickstarter.
talking about pay to play. I mean, there's people that you pay to get on their shows and they'll get you on, and there's people that you can get on without having to pay. It's still the same thing. I mean, whenever I first started, I came across 10 or 12 people that wouldn't have me on unless I paid. That's just the way it is, man.
Funny, it's
There, there
funny.
were there were more people that let you on without paying, but they put you like in a waiting line. And I remember I had this conversation with two other creators that got onto these shows really easier, and I was like, I don't understand why they didn't let me on. But again, yeah, I didn't cry about it. I just kept going.
So it's funny, right? So what's actually
Huh?
happening now, I don't know if you knew this, is that a bunch of people who wanted to be paid, like 2, 3 years ago. I just reached out to them and like, yeah, come on, and they don't want to be paid anymore because it's so interesting, right? And I'm like, great, I'll have you on. But even like guests sometimes want to be paid, and now there's a lot of shifting that's going on, right?
Well,
Um,
I think it's nowadays people are more into the digital aspect than they were before. Nowadays, they understand they need more of a digital following.
oh, of
But
course.
I mean, I could be wrong.
So I find it funny, right? It's that I find it funny that things are shifting. But I've also said this before. I said I am never busy, right? Busy to me implies that you're just not interested. I am occupied, right? So I don't interview during football season on a Sunday, Monday, or a Thursday, right? I don't care who
Right.
you are. I am occupied because I'm gambling and most likely I'm going to make money on those days, anywhere from $400 to $1,200. And I'm sorry, but $1,200 on my bank account is a little bit better than an interview. I mean, I could lose money too, but statistically, over the next 17, 18, 19 weeks, I'm not gonna on a large law of large numbers. But on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, you can come on for free. But on a Sunday, if you want me to give up football, you better fucking pay me $500. And I have no problem saying this. I'm saying, look, if you want to do an interview on a Sunday, it's going to be 500. If you want it on Tuesday and you want to do it on Tuesday, it's free. It's just that I'm watching football on my Sunday, and if I have to give that up, you got to pay me for it. Which I think is reasonable because I enjoy Sunday football. Right? It's like
I've always said, if it's your show, it's your rules.
no, if you got to
No,
make it, this opportunity cost, right? So that's the deal, right? Is that, but then if it's May and it's a Sunday, nothing's going on in May that requires me on a Sunday, right? So I'm happy to interview somebody in May on a Sunday, but I'm not interested in interviewing somebody while football's going on. I enjoy watching my football game while potentially drinking my whiskey. So please leave me the fuck alone. It's nothing personal, but like it's opportunity, right? So I'm never busy. It's the
yeah,
same thing with 15 guests want on and they don't want the same spot and they don't need it. It's okay. What's the opportunity here? And let's figure this out, right? But like I'm not gonna go because it's not that I'm busy, it's that what's the opportunity? And my opportunity can be bought. I have no problem admitting that. It's a quantified money position.
I don't know where you're leading this conversation to go. Like I
Yeah.
said, I mean,
It,
you're doing a
it's
show. It's your rules. Your show, your rules.
everything about my world is based on I'm never busy, right? It's just what is the opportunity that is presented to me at the moment. So it's so like on a Sunday, right? I'm occupied. My
I
time is
understand.
occupied because I'm watching the Eagles beat the Cowboys,
Well, I
and
understand. Yeah,
I know you're gonna suffer, and I'm gonna thoroughly
yeah.
enjoy it watching you suffer as Dak Prescott throws interception after interception after interception.
This is our year, man. This is our year.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
This is our year, man. This is our year.
I don't think it's your year, man. I think you need a new quarterback. That's what I think. I think you should trade for Daniel Jones. That's what I think you should do.
Maybe we maybe we trade Micah, get 3 first rounds, and get a quarterback in there somewhere.
I'll be honest. I think Anthony Richardson would be great on Dallas. Um, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's not. He's a good quarterback. He needs
Well,
he needs to
I think they're gonna stick with who they got at the moment. Milton and Dak. Besides, Dak's in there for what, 3 more years?
is he in for 3 or for 2? I
3
thought
more.
I
This
thought
year and 2.
really I thought he had 2, but I could be wrong. I thought he signed because he signed what a 4-year extension for 240, or was it 5?
It was 4 years, and last year was the first year.
Really? I thought he was deeper in his contract. My bad. You're probably right then more than I am on that. So I'll surrender the point. But yeah, no, my positions are that. But it's funny, man. But also, what I find on an interview level right now is that it's fucking August, man. Nothing happens in August.
What do you
Like,
mean?
no, 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 no. Jobs interviewing sucks in August. Interviews are rough in August because everybody's fucking busy and occupied, and everybody's on vacation in August. And I've had a bunch of people say we could do like I legitimately have 6 interviews scheduled for September, and it was like I'm on vacation now. I'm going on. I'm like I get it. I understand because it's like I had 2 weeks where I don't want to tell what was going on in my life, but my nieces and my sister were staying an extra 2 weeks in July because there was something going on in the family that needed to be addressed. Everybody's fine. I want to make that crystal clear. Nobody died, but it was unexpected, so I basically took an extended vacation, which is fine. Um, but anyway, not the point. But yeah, so I don't even know where we're going with this conversation. This is what happens on free flowing Fridays.
It's 3 hours. I think we're running out of stuff to talk about.
Well. We can always talk about girls in bikinis.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a set, man. You ever see one of these?
No.
So this is cool. So they put a quarter in a card.
Okay.
That's cool, right? So they put the quarter in the card. So it's a real quarter. It's a coin, and it's Jessica Hall. So they put the quarter in the card. Then they did this one, which is nice, which is Tamara Whitner, and it's beach bums. So it's a nice shot of her ass. then we have other cool stuff in play. We have some autograph stuff, which is limited number 14 out of 20 auto of her. So that's cool. Then we decided to go another route and get some more autograph shit in there. On card auto, by the way, of Allie, her right here. See, girls in bikini, right? And what's nice is that you get the backside of her too. We now know where my mind is, but we're not done, Paul. Of course not, right? Because where would we go if we didn't do this? Oh shit, another one. And oh my god, what a wonderful bottom she has. And look at how much clothing she has on, everybody. See, it's 2 in the morning. We can talk about this now, right? Then if I pulled out a fourth autograph? Oh shit, I just did, right? Isn't she something, right? Wouldn't you like to have her in Texas? Of course, right?
Of
And
course.
then what would this be like if we didn't have a wrestler on a card in a nice, productive way? Oh shit, who's this? Christy Hemme. Let's rev up an engine, Paul. And oh shit, it's limited 4 to 25. Christy Hemme is in an orange bikini. Shocking. Who doesn't love Christy Hemme? Now, oh, there's more, Paul. I'm sorry, I can't help but do it this way. So obviously we got this one right here, which is beach bums, kind of volleyball stuff. We
You
have
got issues.
this right here, which is 2 out of 2 authentic kiss card of Kennedy Summers. So she kissed the card and then autographed it. And there's 2 of these in the
Wow.
world. So yes, that's her lips on the card that she signed. Very nice. And we finally have this right here and this one is 1 out of 5 of her, and that's how these look. And these are cool because they're thicker cards, right? So yes, that's how that goes. So yes, I'm a collector, and I really, really, really enjoy card collecting. In case you didn't know that, I collect everything. This was expensive. This is like a $125 box, by the way.
Ah, must be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, did you
I
see
like
Superman? Fantastic Four?
what? What'd you say?
Did you see Superman or Fantastic Four?
I didn't see Fantastic Four. I'm probably not gonna see Fantastic Four, but I did see Superman. I enjoyed Superman. Superman was well done.
I haven't seen it. I got sick and I was in the hospital for a week or so, and I
I
couldn't.
would see Superman. Honestly, I thought Superman was really well done. I thought they did a
I,
fantastic job with it.
it's on Amazon to buy early, and I was thinking about buying it, but I wanted to wait for
How much
Fantastic Four because I
are
wanted to see that first.
how much are they charging for it?
I think 25.
I mean, I'll ask it this way, right?
Yeah.
Do you is it to rent or to own?
Well, I mean, it's digitally to own.
Okay. So are you gonna go see it by yourself or are you gonna go see it with your kids? Because if you're gonna go watch it with your
Well,
kids, then buying it digitally on Amazon is gonna be cheaper, right?
I'm not gonna go. So I was in the hospital for a week or two, and I don't think I can make it to the theater
Fair
and sit
enough.
there for 2.5 hours. So I was thinking about buying one because I didn't really think I wanted to spend the money on two, and I'm thinking about Fantastic Four, but I gotta wait till.
I enjoyed Superman, man. I really enjoyed it. It was better than I was expecting it, and I'll explain why. And then we'll probably wrap this up 3 hours in. My feel on it is that they didn't make it an origin story. They just made it a Superman story, and I thought it was super smart, right? Because we know the origin of Superman. So
Who
without ruining too much of it, the story starts 3 years after Superman came onto the scene of being Superman, and
I
it was quite refreshing because I am fucking sick of origins. I know who Superman is. I don't need you to tell me how Batman was created, how the Flash was created, how Green Lantern was created. I don't care. I just want a fucking story of my superhero. Because it gets old, right? And
you say that, but I mean the thing about it is to me, and I want to see it. I'm not trying to down talk it or anything, but it's got like 15 other characters. Is it really just Superman?
so it's Superman. I think Mr. Terrific's in there. I think you got a Green Lantern, Guy Gardner's in there, Hawkgirl's in there, Hawkgirl. You got, but that Lois Lane's in there. Um, but then you have, I mean, Supergirl makes a cameo, but that's not a big deal, in that regard. And I'm trying not to ruin things for you. I just
Uh,
appreciate the fact that we didn't have an origin story where he came in and he's Kansas's boy, right? Like
I get that.
I didn't need that. I was happy that it was 3 years after he came onto the scene. I thought it was I thought it was smart because for a few reasons. If they're gonna build out the James Gunn DC universe, we have 3 years to kinda play with this shit a little bit, and then you got some Peacemaker stuff in there, that you could put in there, you got some shows that could fill in some of the gaps of those 3 years, and then, it was but, like, I felt like they treated the audience with a little bit of respect, to be quite honest, saying the audience isn't stupid, we know Superman. Like,
Like I
there's
said, I'm looking forward to it. I just don't know if I want to buy it and save up for Fantastic Four for a few months, or if I want to buy Fantastic Four as soon as it comes out and then save up and buy Superman some other
y
time.
again, I didn't see Fantastic Four. I'm probably not going to, not because I have a problem with Fantastic Four. It's just
You're
that
not,
what did you say?
you're not gonna see it.
I mean, eventually I'll see it, but it's not on my bucket list, right? Like I'm good, right? I pick and choose what I want to do, and I just went to the movies and I just saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the 35th anniversary, and it was awesome.
Over Fantastic.
It was great. It was great, dude. It
You're
was
dead to me.
great.
You're dead to me.
Dude, 35 years of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, bro, you gotta go with it, man. It was awesome.
Well, I mean, whenever Superman came out, they put the date out and they put out Fantastic Four saying it was going to be a week or two after. I want to see Fantastic Four more.
Bro,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I
you
want to see both of them. And honestly, I've heard, everything about both of them. I'll judge for myself when I see it, but I still want to see Fantastic Four a little bit more. Tomorrow,
then you should go see it. I mean, I'm not gonna I could tell you that I enjoyed
it's not
Superman.
out yet. That's the thing. It's not out yet. I can buy Superman today.
I mean,
Fantastic Four, I
Fantastic
gotta wait.
Four is in the movie theater, right?
Huh?
Fantastic Four is in the movie theater, it's just not out on Amazon, right?
I can't make it to the theater.
No, no, I'm asking a legitimate question because it's a little confusing. So, okay, I wanted to make sure I understood what was going on, right?
I think they
So,
set a release date for Amazon on the 8th of September, so it's not that long I have to wait.
yeah,
But I
I
can't
mean,
buy both of them.
if you want to see Fantastic Four more, there's your answer. I'm not going to dissuade you because again, I understand. Like, so for instance, there's stuff I want to see first, right? So I'm not gonna go and do that. But then there's a bunch of shit that's free on YouTube, right? So
Oh, there's.
like,
I think I watched everything on YouTube.
I mean, right now I'm watching a movie that I'm watching Let's Be Cops for free on YouTube, and it's great because I love Let's Be Cops. Control the situation.
No.
I enjoy Let's Be Cops. That's a fun movie, and it's just like a bunch of it just makes me laugh. I just watched The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. That made me laugh too. But like,
Yeah.
it's free, right? So it's also easier for me to laugh and enjoy something at such a low cost.
I'm
The
starting to cancel all my streaming stuff, so you know.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is not going to cost you anything. It's
No,
free.
no, I'm saying as far as low cost, and that's one of the reasons I'm thinking about buying Superman's because like I'm cutting all this stuff up. I can buy a movie.
You
Anyway,
could.
it's 3 hours.
So yeah, so why don't you tell people where they can find you, bother you, hit you up, destroy your life, bully you, all that fun stuff.
I'm on Facebook, Paul Gomez 790. You can check me out there. I really don't check Instagram or Twitter that much. But if you need to talk, check me up on Facebook. I'd rather talk to you today than not be able to hear from you tomorrow.
And obviously me, I am Andrew Davis. I am Pop Anime Comics on Facebook, Pop Anime Comics on Instagram, Pop Anime Comics on Twitter, /X, Pop Anime Comics on TikTok, Pop Anime Comics on YouTube, Pop Anime Comics Collectibles on eBay, but we are retooling over the next 2 weeks. A lot of merch is coming in and out of the store. So obviously right now I have one thing on my eBay store, but I'm taking about a 2 week break, really moving around a lot of merch and doing some inventory calculations here. But while you wait, you can definitely look at something like this. Look for comics and collectibles. Come shop with us on eBay. So yes, but for those who are waiting, I do carry books like this in my store. I carry cards like this in my store. I carry comics like this in my store. I have all 15 of these. So if you're looking for that and you want it and you're seeing this video, please hit me up. We'll work something out. I do carry stuff like this as well and stuff like this. I do carry this as well. I have all 5 of those, which is super cool. They do not come with stickies. It is full nudity of Dark Magician Girl because I believe magic is very important in life. I also think Megan Bain is smoking hot. Yes. And the question I always have is that what did you notice first? That it's a blue sky, that she's really pretty, her bikini's a butterfly, or boy, do you want to go swimming with her? That's up to you to decide. Um, and also this is really cool too, but not the point. So yes, and then I do carry stuff like this as well, which is really, really expensive cards. This is my Cash App. Please give me money. I need it. And yes, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need your money. I really need your money because I don't have a job. And no, I'm so sorry. And I would like to gamble the money you send me. So please give me the money. And I will not pull a Suki sales here. But if you'd like me to, go into your parents. No, no, no. But no, all seriousness, I have Pop Anime Comics on social media, and I am always happy if you need an interview for people to hit me up, and I will see what we can do to help you out in any which way. Or if you just want to talk to me about sports, we have a really good time on Twitter. So that's what I do pretty much slash X. So please, 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 that's everything I got. But yeah, so thank you everybody for watching, and we'll be back next week with a bunch of people. So everybody have a good one. Have a good one, everybody, and stay safe. Peace.